athletic department exists to support the school's overall mission by providing a Christ-centered, competitive athletic program that develops Christian character, leadership, and a desire to be an enthusiastic representative of Christ. This group of senior athletes has excelled, and tonight we want to honor those who have competed strong in football, cheer, pong, golf, tennis, cross country, and band. And now for our football seniors, senior athlete Brody Bailey. Brody is the son of Fred and Roseanne Bailey. Brody has attended Little Rock Christian for 13 years. He played football for 4 years and was on the wrestling team for 1 year. Senior athlete Brody Bailey. Senior athlete Ryan Burkett. Ryan is the son of Ken and Jeff Burkett. Ryan has attended Little Rock Christian for 7 years. He has played football for 3 years, bowling for 1 year, and on the track team for 1 year. He was named honorable mention in all conference in football.
Arkansas. At Bale Chevy, we heard you loud and clear. You asked for it, and now it's back. Drive new every 2. That's right, only at Bale can you drive a brand new Chevy every 2 years. Just pick one out, drive it for 2 years, then trade it in for a new model or walk away owing nothing. Drive new every 2. Just another reason it's better at Bale. Come see us today or shop BaleChevrolet.com.
As a family, the community's given a lot to us, so it's our opportunity to give back. And one way I do that is by coaching these boys. I love watching them learn. I love sitting in the huddle with them and watching them go out and do what it is that we've been working on. The boys have to learn how to work as a group and work as a team to win the game. It's the same thing at the dealership. It takes everybody every day to service the community.
Welcome into the Week 10 edition, crazy that we're saying that, of the Coach's Corner with Pulaski Academy head coach Anthony Lucas. I'm Kyle Sutherland alongside the voice of the Bruins and his puppy dog, Tristan Harlen. As always, presented by Bale Chevrolet here on PA Live, courtesy of the Natural State Sports Network. So first off, welcome our guest, our furry friend, but also too, Coach, before we get into the Southwest W, let's give some love to our Lady Bruins volleyball team winning the state championship over West Side. One of yours contributed to that season. I know had a really big game in the semifinal matchup against Baptist Prep. Had some crucial kills, so that was really good to see. But what was it like being down there to see it firsthand? And I know Tristan was a part of the game as well, and William Watkins behind the scenes was down there as well. So everybody, I guess I watched it on TV, but everybody except for me involved in this coach's show was a part of that in Hot Springs at Banco's EK Arena.
Oh man, it was huge, man. I was so happy for Coach Lambert and the girls. Oh man, what a great atmosphere. Our student section showed up and showed out. And, you know, and it carries over to the parents and all the other fans that were there. Man, we had a really good crowd. But what a great setting. I mean, you know, volleyball is so intense, boy, I tell you. And it was awesome. So proud of those girls, man. I see my daughter go in. You know, she went in the semifinal game and win, too. And, you know, gave a little spark because Lexi got hurt playing middle. I had no idea that she was going to go in that game. And then she got an opportunity to play in the state championship. So it's special moment. So big, man. It was huge.
Yeah.
So, Coach, I guess on the same topic, you know, what was that Sunday like after you guys beat Little Rock Southwest on senior night? Your daughter wins state on Saturday. I mean, what was the celebration like with the whole family the next day?
Oh, man, we were on cloud nine. We received, you know, a lot of text messages and family. You know, we sent video pictures out to our family, man. It was a surreal moment. It was very nice. I just hate Saturday that all the girls, when we got back to Little Rock, the whole volleyball team went to a little party. They had a sleepover party at one of the players' house. I wanted to love on Cassidy, my girl, so much. But Sunday was cool. You know, she had to go Sunday to go right to tryouts at 1:30. So it doesn't stop, you know, for club volleyball. She's playing on EVA and made the 15 elite team. So that's a blessing too, man. Keep it going. She loves it, man. She loves volleyball, and I'm just so happy for her. It was a great time for her and for our family. You know, freshmen getting the ring. I said, you better slow down, girl. Don't be trying to catch me on the rings and stuff. But no, I'm not just only proud of my daughter, proud of our volleyball team and Coach Lambert and his staff and Coach Lauren and all of them, man, who invested in these girls and every day, and they got to the state championship and got it done. So that's big. That's big. So happy for them.
Well, a great day, a great weekend for the Lucas household, and certainly a great weekend at Pulaski Academy overall, getting that win to get back into the win column, even up the conference record, and also get a win for these seniors at what could possibly, there's still a chance that we might get a home playoff game, but the last guaranteed, and we'll worry about that after Little Rock Christian, but the last guaranteed home game at Rector Field for these seniors that I know we've talked a lot about, but really special night for them. I know Southwest, they really battled, and that was one thing we talked about on the broadcast multiple times is usually when a team that is in their position gets down, you see teams lay down and really just kind of throw in the towel. You didn't see that from them. It was a gutsy performance, but ultimately PA was able to pull it out.
Well, we knew that they were going to be ready to play. They had a very shifty quarterback, and they got some talent. They're very athletic. Those teams are just, they played hard. And all season, like the Centrals and the Little Rock Southwest and Cabot, who we, had penciled in as a win for us this year, for sure. Man, they came out to play. They know that we're having a down season. They feel like if we gave them any confidence that they were going to use it to their advantage. And I thought they did. And Coach Lewis had them ready. They fought extremely hard, but I'm so proud of our seniors of doing their part and finishing the football game. But made it a little bit more exciting, on senior night than I expected it to be. But what all that matters, we, like you said, we got back in the win column. And so that's truly an honor and a blessing. So,
Coach, I asked Coach Taylor this on the broadcast after the game, and I kind of wanted to ask you the same thing. But this senior class, what's it mean to you as a head coach?
Oh, man, it means a lot. This class is a special class, believe it or not. They call them 13 strong. They've led in their way. Wish it could have been a lot better, should I say. They're a fun group. They're very charismatic. They joke around with me a lot. But man, it's always good to want to have a great season or a good season for our seniors and try to send them out the right way. And I challenged them this week, last week, about we didn't get homecoming, but guys, we need to make sure we win this senior night for those guys. And they stepped up and they got it done. But man, it's always good to give your seniors their flowers because they've been through so much from playing from 7th grade, to all the way up to varsity now. And, a lot of them, for the most part, have been here that long. And man, it's just excited to see the smiles on their faces after the game on Friday, and then the pictures that they took. And, they're a good group, man. They're a good group of kids, and they truly care now. I know it's been a rough year, but they keep getting up every day, coming to practice, and keep fighting in practice and taking it into the game on Friday night. So,
Coach, you look back at the Central game, got off to a 23-0 lead, and Central started to battle back. That was, a really long first quarter just with all the offensive things that were going on there. Then you think about the Southwest game, get up 26-0. They score right at the end of the half. And that's when they kind of started to battle back, did the Griffins. Was that, especially since maybe that you started to see them fight back, particularly right before halftime, was that a point of emphasis about, obviously we started off really strong, we can't let our foot off the gas, let our guard down? Has that been something that you've discussed?
I discussed that at halftime, and I told them at the beginning of the game, I said, look, we got to go out here and we have to get better at our craft. We got to continue to build week in and week out off the positive things and fix the negative things. That's basically been my motto with this football team. And yes, I told them, hey, when I saw, I was like, they still fighting. They had some fire in them, a little confidence going in at halftime because the momentum seemed as if it was going to shift. But I challenged them, and I said, you guys made me a promise at the beginning of the game. You said that we were going to win this game for our seniors. And I was talking to the underclassmen. Then I told the seniors, I said, seniors, y'all told me that we would get this done tonight. Let's refocus. I mean, we're in the football game. It was our game. We knew we would win the football game, but we couldn't just lay down and actually continue to let them build confidence. And everybody thought they stepped it up and finished it pretty good. and I got a chance to roll some guys in too towards the end of the game. That was big too. I think some of the seniors was on me about letting them stay in a little bit longer, after that game. But it's like, guys, y'all got it done. So let's give some other kids some opportunity. But yes, man, that's a good group. There's a few guys in that bunch that just they different, and I love that about them. So happy we got that one done.
Coach, of course, you go back to that game, and there was a moment on the special team side of things where Brylan Ussery and TJ Logan gets back in the backfield, and Brylan blocks the punt, recovers it, scores.
Yeah.
Teams has kind of been a phase of the game where PA has looked really good, and they've also kind of had a couple blocked field goals. But what was the reaction on the sideline after that blocked punt?
Well, we needed that to happen because I think the series before that we didn't score. It was kind of going in a bad direction, I thought. And then when Brylan, because I heard you guys on the cast said, I think that was TJ blocked it. And then we looked at it on film and it was like, yeah, it was all Brylan. TJ kind of missed it, but he was back there. Brylan's second, I think this is second block punt, but then he got him to score. Man, that sideline went crazy for him. All his buddies, that he hang out with for the most part, they're over there jumping up, couldn't wait to get to the sideline. And man, it was an awesome moment. And man, I think that kind of sealed the deal, and our confidence continued to go through the roof. I don't know if you guys heard, his play has been voted for the Yarnell sweetest play of the, as one of the plays for the play of the game, play of the week. So
I voted.
I don't know if he won it. Yeah, I voted multiple times too. I don't know if he won it yet. When do they make that announcement? Do y'all know?
I want to say they maybe announce it the following weekend, so maybe within a week or so.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully we'll hear something. But yeah, that was big, Tristan, and a huge turning point for him. But man, that sideline was electric. It was very nice. I was so happy for him. And I know his mom was clowning in the stands for sure. So yeah.
Well, flipping the page, it's only fitting to finish up the regular season. I said it at the opening. I can't believe we're here at the last week of the regular season, but it's only fitting to finish up the regular season against Little Rock Christian. Obviously, this has been one of the better rivalries, not just in the Central Arkansas metropolis, but really statewide. PA had, I know that they got you guys in 18, but really for a while there, it was PA dominating the series, whether that was in state championship, whether that was in regular season play. And Little Rock Christians closed the gap a little bit. Of course, you guys took it pretty handily last year, but it doesn't matter what we've said it a few different times leading up to this game. It does not matter what either team has done up to this point. When these two square off against each other, you never know what could happen. And obviously, you being a part of this rivalry for as long as you have, you understand that.
Yes, and I hate it. This game, man, this week, because you have friends over there, and a lot of our kids hang out with them, and it's always the battle of the big private schools in Little Rock and Central Arkansas. So, big game. We need to win this football game. Our kids are confident right now, but we're still battling and practicing to get ready for them. It's always an electric atmosphere. I don't care if we play Little Rock Christians in dart throwing. It's always the build up and the hype leading up to this game. But they're a very talented football team. They lost their quarterback, Kim Keller. Unfortunately, broke his collarbone a couple of games ago against North Little Rock, I think. But they're still pretty good. They're physical, man. They play hard. They fly to the football on defense, and offensively, they got a few weapons. Even the young quarterback that they brought in, he could hurt you if you let him get out of the pocket. So it's gonna be a dogfight. And man, I'm telling you, our kids be ready to play. I guarantee you that. I mean, I still have a sour, even though we beat them last year here, I still have a sour taste from the last time we went over there and played them 2 years ago, and they embarrassed us. We wasn't ready to play, and that was all my fault. But I guarantee it's going to be a different football game this week. But we got our work cut out, and like you said, it doesn't matter what the record is. When it's Little Rock Christian, anything could happen. So, but we'll be ready. We're excited about it, man. I'm so excited, relaxed. I'm not as nervous yet as I would normally get for this week. I'm trying to just stay cool, calm, and collective right now. But I do know what's at stake, and this would be a huge win for us going into the playoffs. So we're looking forward to it.
And we will get it all kicked off here soon. What, about 15, 20 minutes to kick off in Warriorville between the Bruins and Warriors. That will do it for the Week 10 edition of the Coach's Corner with Anthony Lucas. For Tristan Harlen, I'm Kyle Sutherland. We are, as always, presented by Bale Chevrolet here on PA Live, courtesy of the Natural State Sports Network. We will see you at kickoff.
Man, thank you guys. Thank y'all so much for what y'all do. God bless you, and go Bruins.
Hello and welcome to the final night of the 2025 regular season. Tonight, your Pulaski Academy Bruins look to continue their quest for a home playoff game against the school up the road, the Warriors of Little Rock Christian Academy. Live from the booth at Warrior Stadium, I'm Tristan Harlen here with Kyle Sutherland, missing the third member of our crew, Mr. Blake Amsler. But Kyle, what a matchup we have in store tonight, as last season the Bruins defeated the Warriors 40-8.
Truly one of the best rivalries in the state of Arkansas, not just Central Arkansas. Really, when you look out throughout the entire state, you think about it, Tristan, in less than a decade, these teams have beaten each other for conference titles. They've beaten each other for state titles. They've won so much that they got moved up. Both of them got moved up to 7A. They got moved up to 6A together, then 7A. So, look, let's call it what it is. These two teams don't like each other. Obviously, it's a mutual respect. But PA really had – Little Rock Christian beat them for the state championship in 2018, won the regular season matchup the next year. PA won 5 straight. And Coach Lucas talked about in the coaches show how that 2023 game, that was one that he took personal, where they got mercy ruled, and then PA paid them back with a win last year. So been a little bit back and forth. But again, just to kind of summarize all that, these two are great programs that, again, want to beat each other every time that they see one another.
Right, of course, PA coming into this game at 3-6, 3-3 overall. Little Rock Christian 6-3. I'm sorry, PA 3-6 overall. Little Rock Christian Academy 6-3, 4-2 in conference play. But last week of the regular season, all it matters is about your conference wins. And you look at the conference standings across the 7A Central. I mean, you said it earlier, the perfect triangle may be in effect coming up.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You know, you think about it right now, in Conway tonight, Bryant and Conway, they are playing for the conference title for the 1 and 2 seed there. And PA still at play here even for the 3 seed. That was one that we talked about going into conference play, that we felt like they could be as high as that. And then if PA wins this tonight and also North Little Rock takes down Cabot, they've got a chance to be as high as the 3 seed. So we might be going to Northwest Arkansas next week. We might not.
Right. You take a look at the conference standings. Bryant, Conway, the 1 and 2 spot. They're playing each other tonight, followed by Little Rock Christian and Pulaski Academy, who are playing here tonight at this game. And then, of course, you go down to Cabot, where they're playing the Charging Wildcats at home for their last game of the regular season. Then the Central Tigers and Little Rock Southwest, both eliminated from the playoffs, but they are playing each other.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And it's just like you talk about that perfect triangle. That's usually about week 9, week 10. That's when it all starts kind of getting a little bit muddy there, when you've had some teams that might have messed up a little bit of the standings and you've got a 2 or a 3-way tie. So that will all be taken care of by at least about 11 o'clock midnight tonight.
Right, so you look at some players to watch. First for PA, who you got on your kind of eyes?
Well, I'll tell you, there's so many that we could point to, but I think we always just have to go back to Aaron Orgel, the quarterback. I mean, just it all starts with the quarterback, the sophomore. He's just been so poised this year. You can tell the growth all season, so I think that's really the biggest one that you look at.
Right, of course, 331 passing yards, 5 touchdowns versus Little Rock Southwest. But on the defensive side, a guy's name who we haven't really talked about much, due to his injury against Highland Park, TJ Logan.
Yeah, that's right. We just talked about a sophomore quarterback. Now you talk about a senior leader at linebacker, TJ Logan. He got hurt, like you said, in the Highland Park game, was out for about 3 games, and came back. It took a little bit of time to get acclimated back into game speed, but last week played probably the best game that he's played since the Jonesboro scrimmage, 10 tackles, and then 3 sacks, was pretty much living in the backfield all night.
Right, on the flip side of things, for Little Rock Christian Academy, you talk about Jackson Ward, the running back. And this season, over 1,000 rushing yards.
Yeah, Jackson, man, I'll tell you, he's just been such a consistent player. I think they actually, if I'm not, I know he played a lot as a sophomore. I think they might have moved him up when he was a freshman. He was that good, and just another in a long line of great running backs that the Warriors have had. And also he's been known to play some linebacker as well. So maybe see him on both sides of the ball, but you'll see him toting the rock plenty.
Right. Talking about the defense now, what do you see for the Warriors?
Well, Blake Hogaboo, he leads the team in sacks this year with 6, and that's the thing that I have noticed. This team has done a really good job
job of getting pressure on the quarterback, forcing turnovers and things like that. So I think that it really kind of starts with him. You also look at DJ Williams, a guy that causes a lot of havoc there along the defensive front.
Right. Well, and we talk about the 7A conference and how competitive it is, but really, you look at the stats across the entire conference. First, starting with passing, Aaron Orgel leads the conference still with passing yards, over 3,000 passing yards, followed by Hank Hendricks, Kemp Keller, and Drew Jackson.
Yeah, you've had a lot of great quarterback play this year. You got Orgel that's an up-and-coming guy, and then you talked about Hank Hendricks that's now playing for Fayetteville, moved in from Bernie, Texas, outside of San Antonio. That's a top, one, depending on where you look, top 100, top 150 recruit for the 2027 class. And you've also got a lot of youth, too. Talking about Orgel, then also tonight we'll see Elijah Robertson on the other side there for Little Rock Christian since Kemp Keller has been out for a few games due to injury. So you've got a little bit of a mix of youth and seniority in this classification.
Right. Well, what's a good quarterback without a dangerous running back? You look at those stats across the conference. Of course, led by a guy out of Fort Smith, followed by Jackson Ward, Caleb Jackson, then Javion Walker. What a season he's had.
Well, and think about it, too. We know what Javion can do both in the pass and running game, but what's something that we feel like we've talked about every single week? PA is playing, yet again, another great running back. You saw it with Trey Harris at Conway and, of course, Amari Davis at Conway, the three-headed monster at Bryan. Every single week, you're going to obviously play really good teams, but especially you're going to be up against somebody that's really good running the football.
Right, and then just looking at the entire offense from a standpoint, now you got to talk about the receivers. We talked about coming into the season, William Swoboda, he started at quarterback, switched to receiver where he was an all-state player last season, but just what are you seeing from the receiving side of things in the 7A conference?
Well, I think it's another one of those things where you just kind of look across the board and there's playmakers everywhere. You think about at Fayetteville, year in and year out, they've got multiple guys. Katavian Tate, their top two guys, lead class 7A there. Then you also think about Cam Blackman that we saw at Conway that's got all that speed. So I think you could just go on down the line, especially when you talk about it. That there's going to be some hog mollies up front in the trenches on both sides, but there's always a lot of skill and speed with these skill players.
Right, and of course, you're seeing the stats on your screen as we go through. Now, all these stats according to Max Preps. A lot of the teams have not submitted stats, so the ranking could change once the season ends. Of course, Bryant, Conway, great seasons they're having to each team. But now you talk about total touchdowns. Now, this is one that kind of shocked me a little bit because, of course, we talked about Javion. What about Tristan Watson? Great first name for that young man.
I knew you'd like that. And I talked about Jackson Ward a second ago. Tristan Watson's another one of those guys that's a 3-year starter, made a lot of noise as a sophomore. Really been one of I think he's played in 3 classifications at this point so far. So whichever one that they've been in, he's been one of the premier pass catchers in the game there.
Right, now you switching sides to the defensive side of the ball and talk about the total sacks. Now this one was kind of one that kind of raises a lot of eyebrows when you talk about teams not putting in their stats. Of course, this last game of the regular season because Brylan Ussery, who blocked a punt last week, leads the conference technically right now with 8 sacks.
And honestly, there's probably a good bit of truth to that because I talked about T.J. Logan living in backfields a second ago. That's another guy that we've seen, whether it's blocking punts. Of course, he had that block punt for a touchdown last week that really kind of seemed to turn the momentum officially for PA. But that's the thing, too. Like you said, it's hard to get offensive stats, but it's also hard to get defensive ones, too. So you kind of hit or miss.
Well, and, of course, you're seeing on your screen, but, the entire top 5 is players from Little Rock Christian Academy and Pulaski Academy.
Right.
So, I'm sure this game is going to be a defensive battle nonetheless. But, Kyle, what about some keys to the game? First, talking about the Bruins. What do they need to do in order to win the game tonight?
Well, first and foremost, as we say every single week, you've got to set up the run. And I think that's one thing that they do. You look at last week against Southwest, the fast start, even the first drive against Conway where they took the ball 80 yards or so and put it in the end zone. Also against Central, getting off to that 23-0 lead. They've got to be able to run the ball, set that up, and that way Orgel will have more time in the pocket and get a chance to hit those receivers.
Right. Now, what about the Warriors? What do they got to do to beat the Bruins here tonight?
Well, that's the same thing. Both of these teams, they're going to run the football, so you've got to run to set up the pass as well. Slow down PA's receivers. Obviously, Bryce Gittens, we know what he's done all season. Max Conon is a little bit of a wild card in there because of his frame, what he can do. But then you talked about William Swoboda. He's been back for 3 games. He's had at least 2 touchdowns in each one of those, so you've really got to get him involved as well.
Right, of course, as we mentioned, missing the 3rd member of our crew, Mr. Blake Amsler. Hope he's wherever he is tonight. I understand he was on a work trip, so hopefully we'll hear from him at halftime, whether that's not on the broadcast or just on the? And we figure out how to get him on the broadcast.
He can shoot us a few texts, and I know he when he was in San Francisco, he made sure to send us all the beautiful views.
Of course, a little over 4.5 minutes away from kickoff here from Warrior Stadium, but this game has a lot of implications as far as a home playoff game for the Bruins, because a win tonight and a loss by the Cabot Panthers would mean a home playoff game for Pulaski Academy.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And like that was one thing last week. We knew that we were going to get at least one more game at Rector Field for these 2026 seniors, and I know that everybody would love to have another one back at Rector. Like we said at the beginning, we might be in Northwest Arkansas, we might not. It's just got to be, obviously PA has to take care of business first and foremost, but also going to have a little help along the way.
Well, again, 4 minutes away from kickoff. Little Rock Christian wearing their, what color would you call that? Would you just call it a green, or is there a specific name for it?
Not a hunter's green. I think they've got, I've heard it before, but I'm going to get it completely wrong. I am not really a good color guy when it comes to those coordinations, so I know that I would butcher it if I even tried.
Right. Well, again, about 3.5 minutes away from kickoff. Little Rock Christian Academy being a notorious school, at least in my understanding of high school athletics for women's basketball. Of course, they've got one of the best coaches in the state, one of the best players in the state, and a long history of winners here from the Rogers family, Little Rock Christian.
Yeah, absolutely. Love Coach Wynn. Certainly want to send our best wishes to him. I know that Dez, of course, the head coach for the Arkansas State women, posted that he is battling cancer. And I'll tell you, Tristan, one of the best guys I've had the chance to cover. He's put a great program together here at Little Rock Christian. His daughter is the best, rated as the best player in the state of Arkansas. I would tend to agree with that, Whitley. So great basketball family, great family. I've heard Steve Sullivan refer to Coach Rogers as the best girl dad out there. Certainly a great fitting term for him. So certainly all the best to Coach Rogers. And like you said, great family there, great basketball family, great family overall.
Right. Of course, I've had numerous occasions of meeting Coach Ronnie Rogers, and he's always been great to talk to, listen to him talk about ball with Coach Dez. Coach Dez and I have a great professional relationship, as she is the first women's head coach in Arkansas State basketball history to win a conference championship. Selfless plug there for the Red Wolves up in Jonesboro. But yeah, you talk about Coach Rogers, then you talk about Winter Rogers, who's currently playing for the Red Wolves,
right,
and Whitley Rogers. You can go down the list of talent in that family.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And really excited to see what Whitley does. I believe she's going to make a college decision before too long, if I'm not mistaken. So, look, I'll tell you, the Little Rock Christian basketball is one to keep an eye on. Of course, they've got her and that team, and then you've got Arkansas Razorback commit J.J. Andrews and the boys. So Little Rock Christian boasts the defending Gatorade Player of the Year for both boys and girls basketball. That's not been done too many times.
Should be one fun matchup to watch on PA Live once basketball season starts to get underway. We're about over 90 seconds away from kickoff here in Warrior Stadium. Of course, your Pulaski Academy Bruins taking the field now, and they're all whites with the gold lids. They need a win tonight to hopefully secure a home playoff game, of course, led by head coach Anthony Lucas, and the lights have gone out.
Yeah, they'll go out here. They'll flicker them when they score, and obviously when they come in here. It's a great game day environment here. I'll tell you, Tristan, I've raved about just the facility upgrades that they have had at Little Rock Christian. I'll tell you, when I played here many years ago, it was a grass field, and you did not want to be on the visitor side after a big storm. It was really wet over there, and now they've got gorgeous turf, and you see these lights here that color coordinate with their uniforms. Really great facilities here in Warriorville.
Right. Of course, this is my first time being out here at Warrior Stadium, but under a minute away from them, I guess running out of their inflatable helmet there, but just all day long, Will Watkins and myself setting up, you could tell that this was an athletic atmosphere for Little Rock Christian.
Yeah, and you really just point to guys like Johnny Watts, an athletic director that's on his way out, and of course, a very well-deserved retirement, and then Eric Cohue, that was the head coach of the state championship team in 2018, did a great job here. He's going to step into that athletic director role, and you always talk about leadership starts from the top, and the leadership here has done a phenomenal job.
Right, home of the 2018 5A state champions. But, a little bit more about sophomore quarterback Aaron Orgel, Kyle. He's almost become a whole different player in the second half of the season.
Yeah, I think so. And you think about first and foremost, and I know we sound like a broken record when we talk about just how tough he is and how you literally have to drag him off the field for whether it's an injury or whatever the case may be. He's just played through pain all season, and he's just really continued to develop that patience. And I think that's also come just gaining more confidence in his receivers.
Right. Well, the Warriors have have taken the field officially in their navy lids, the green tops, and the white pants. Of course, a lot of these players on both the rosters growing up with one another.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And the biggest thing here, watch out for those onside. Watch out for the onsides. Watch out for the sky kicks. We've seen a lot of those go out of bounds. Obviously, PA knows to go ahead to watch out for those onsides. Probably no other team in the state knows that more than Little Rock Christian.
Right, well, it looks like the Bruins will receive the ball first, so they'll be kicking off to start the second half. Back to return for your Bruins is number 9, Bryce Gittins, and number 6, Javion Walker.
I don't think so.
Kyle's a celebrity everywhere he goes.
I was getting asked directions. No, and I'll tell you, this kicker, Brody Boast, Tristan, sophomore, got a massive leg on him. I think per Cole's kicking, he's the number 3 punter in the 2028 class, number 2 kicker. So arguably the best in the state overall.
Well, it's football time for Pulaski Academy, and that one's going to be a rocket over his head. They'll go into the end zone, and they're going to blow it dead for a touchback. So almost a little bit of, I guess, detrimental beginnings to the football game, as it almost was a muff kickoff return for a touchdown.
And had one of those last week. You know, I remember when Sean Mitchell was trying to field it there, and, you know, we avoided the sack. Of course, they had to start on the 1-yard line, but that's one thing, too. They got to make sure that they clean up all those just to make sure that they field them cleanly.
Right. Of course, Pulaski Academy starting their first possession of tonight's game at the 20. I believe this is a lot of fans here tonight for both sides of each school, so we'll see Aaron Orgel and his offense come out first. Of course, Javion in the backfield with Orgel. Low snap, and a PI roofing penalty flag is going to come out, and I believe they're going to call false start on the Bruins.
And I'll tell you, the PA defense, you'll see them do a lot of different stunning show, whether regardless, you know, how many they're going to send might show different numbers than that. But we saw it right there, Little Rock Christian trying to do that exact same thing, confusing them just a little bit, and actually it's going to end up turning out better for PA.
Yeah, it was an offsides call instead of a false start. Correction there by me. So Orgel, the lone man, he'll send Javion in motion. 1st and 5 from the 20. Another PI roofing penalty flag. I believe this time they'll get him on a false start.
Well, laundry on the field to start the first, I say the first 2 plays. Hasn't even really ran a play yet, but.
So they'll go back exactly where they were initially supposed to start. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 20.
Now the game can officially start.
Looks like they're changing the play from what the first 2 they came out in. 15 left to go on the play clock. Orgel and Walker, the 2 men in the backfield. Low snap. Hands it off to Javion. Javion up the right side. Still going on his feet up the sideline. Gets forced out of bounds. Past the 35-yard line, but what an opening run for Walker, as it's a first down for the Bruins.
That was about as good as you could ask for, considering just the way that play, in most cases, that would throw it off, especially when you got guys coming in your face there. But just great job by Javion Walker to pick it up and take it down the field for a first down.
1st and 10 from the 33-yard line after the big run by Walker. Orgel, the lone man in the backfield. Looks they'll motion to a wild Bruin formation. Orgel's going to come out in a receiver formation. Excuse me, that's Hancock at quarterback. Play's going to be blown dead.
PI roofing flags already flying. Took a little bit too much time there.
So they'll back him up. Delay of game called on Pulaski Academy. So instead of going into the wild Bruin formation, they'll go back to normal look. Fakes the handoff, flips it to Hancock. Hancock burst to speed, still going up the sideline. He'll be forced out of bounds. We're going to see where he spots him. Did he get enough for the first?
He did. They're moving the chains, and great job there. We're talking about establishing the run. That's back-to-back runs, 4 first downs, and we've seen PA get off to strong starts here a couple of times really in the past few games, and love to have another one here to put in the end zone.
Orgel, low man in the backfield. He'll roll out, just overthrowing Walker, incomplete. And that'll be second down coming up for the Bruins.
And Blake Hyobu was Really just kind of read that really well and was right there with Walker. I think he knew exactly where that one was going to the flat.
This will be second down from around the 43-yard line. Orgel gets the snap and a roll. Floats one to Javion. Javion trying to turn upfield. He forced out of bounds. We're going to see where he spots him if he gets past the 50.
That was pretty much the exact same play, running Javion out of the backfield. I like what PA's doing here. They're going back to what they typically do, you know, dumping it off out of the backfield, letting their guys make plays. It wasn't able to work out there, but got a very manageable third down.
Orgel, the lone man, will keep it himself up the middle, still going on his feet. He'll be met. Hard hit, but he'll have enough for the Bruins' first down.
Very smart job there. Love to run. You know, I know that sometimes we kind of gasp whenever Orgel runs just because of that knee. See that brace there on the left knee that's kind of giving him some trouble throughout the year. But another first down.
They're going fast. First down for the Bruins. Orgel throws it to Hancock. That's going to be hauled incomplete.
Nothing too crazy, just some quick passes. Keep moving the ball down the field.
This will be second down here for the Bruins after the catch by Chase. 2nd and 4 officially. From the 33. Gonna hand it off. Spin right. Believe it's Javion on the run.
It's gonna be just a little bit short, or actually, I take that back. He did get it.
First down for the Bruins.
I'll take it.
Great first drive here for Pulaski Academy and rivalry action here on Friday night. Pulaski Academy, audibles at the line. Gonna hand it off to Javion once again. That time he's met in the backfield, not going anywhere. I believe he was brought down by number 35, DJ Williams.
Yeah, DJ Williams just been as another one of the names that we mentioned. Just an absolute wrecker in the backfield. He can do it really good at defending the run, rushing the passer. Pretty much anything you need him to do, he can.
It'll be 2nd and 12 after the loss of 2. Orgel looking downfield, throws it. That's going to be batted up, and it's going to be intercepted. Going to be intercepted by number 10, Connor Davis. And again, the tip drill comes back to haunt the Bruins.
Yeah, we've seen that a few different times this year, especially on drives where they've really got it moving. One thing I've noticed, they're playing really off the ball on Hancock, so they're definitely trying to not get beat over the top. But and everything that had been going for them, running the ball really well, dumping it off in the short passing game. But then those tip drills, like you said, it's just really haunting them multiple times this season.
There is a PI roofing penalty flag on the field. We'll see if it has any change. It's going to be a holding call against Little Rock Christian. So they'll keep the ball. The interception will stay. But they'll be backed up from where the play was blown dead. Of course, Little Rock Christian coming into this game, battling a little bit of injury concerns after the North Little Rock game 2 weeks ago. So we'll be able to see, I guess, technically a new look offense for the Warriors.
Yeah, Elijah Robertson, you got 2 sophomores starting this game with very different stories. Robertson's got 2 starts under his belt since Kemp Keller went down. And then, of course, Orgel has basically started every game, essentially.
They'll throw it to the flat. We hauled in. Burst of speed up the sideline. Will go out of bounds, but a first down for the Warriors.
And the Warriors do love to do. They can beat you deep with Tristan as well, but that's another thing that he likes to do is dump it. Whether it's Kemp Keller back there, Elijah Robertson, they like to get it to Watson, let him make the plays himself.
So we 1st and 10 from the 32. Robertson's going to drop back. He's going to throw a deep ball to an open man, and it's going to get batted down at the last moment. Incomplete. I believe that's number 23.
That's hard for Lowe, 24. He's known for getting interceptions, but a very critical pass breakup right there. That would have been a touchdown. Man Pickens, number 4, their second leading receiver, comes into this game with 410 yards and 6 touchdowns.
Been here all season. You'd think I know who's who by now. He's going to hand this one off after the incompletion. Met by a host of Bruins who we brought down, but third down coming up for the Warriors.
More quickly to the line.
Jackson Ward on the rush. Robertson's going to keep it himself, and he'll be brought down, believe short of the first down marker. They're going to see where we spot him. That's J. Riggs Abernathy with the tackle, and they're going to give him the first.
That's another thing you got to be very aware of, too, is Robertson, he's got some pretty good wheels as well, so they'll use him on the option play, and he can certainly tuck it and go if he has to.
1st and 10 after the first down rush by Robertson. Ward bounces to the outside before he's tripped up past the 50. Well, officially gained 6. Should be about 2nd and 4 from the 49-yard line.
They're slowing down the tempo a little bit. I saw Andrew Manning there. Went on the blitz. They picked him up pretty well.
He's going to hand it off to Ward once again. Ward is met by a couple Bruins on his way down.
Just simple ground and pound. That'll be good enough for the first.
So both teams rushing the ball very effectively on their first drive. Of course, neither team scoring just yet as PA had a turnover. So Robertson's going to throw it over the middle and incomplete, just overthrown Tristan Watson. I got to tell him, hey, man, you got to spell your name differently. He spelled it wrong.
Yeah, I think really Robertson right now is just trying to get in a groove. Of course, that one-to-man Pickens, that was actually a really good throw, but just a better defensive play by Hartford Lowe like we've seen him do all season, but little outside, little out of the reach there for Watson on the slant pattern.
2nd and 10 from the 46-yard line of PA. They're going to hand it off to Ward once again. Ward following his blockers. He's going to get down short of the first down marker, but it'll be 3rd and about 1 if I marked him correctly.
They're doing a really good job getting a push. There's a lot of these guys on, you see the size on this offensive line. You've got guys that go 275, 300, and many of them have been playing since some of them they're freshmen and some others their sophomore year.
Robinson throws a deep ball to the end zone. Open man, touchdown Warriors.
That was kind of a similar play that Hartford Lowe made the play on the last time, but I think right there just maybe got a little bit beat, and man Pickens was able to fake him out, and that speed did the rest, just hit him perfectly.
Pierce Pickens with the touchdown reception. I guess he picked the route, and he was open.
Yeah.
First score of tonight's game belongs to the Little Rock Christian Academy Warriors.
And just to clear up any confusion, his legal name is Pierce Pickens, but his nickname is Man. That's why I didn't want to confuse any of the viewers. But yeah, he goes by Man Pickens, M-A-N-N.
Well, if the roster says Pierce,
right.
I'm saying
no,
Pierce.
you did it right. I just didn't want to confuse anybody.
PAT is up and good. So with 7:42 left to go in the first quarter, our score 7-0, Warriors in front.
Yeah, that's just kind of I don't want to say a theme necessarily, Tristan, but we've seen a few different times this year. We talked about the tip drill and PA on a strong drive, and then it just, whether it's a turnover or turnover on downs, now you've got to respond. And see, that's the thing where it's really been in their favor. You think about last week where Southwest made that big push, that huge start that they had getting off to a big lead was able to help them. Now they're going to have to play catch up.
Right. Well, I mean, in this kind of game, it's one thing PA cannot afford is
right.
going back and forth with their opponent.
That's exactly right.
I mean,
even with a backup quarterback that has shown to be very good. There's a great throw right there.
Be a high kick over the head of Gittins. It'll bounce out of the end zone for a touchback. So the Bruins will take over at the 20. We're right back where we began.
And that's one of the so you always talk of me being positive. That's one of the silver linings is Bose is probably going to kick most of these out of the end zone. So you got a pretty good chance of at least starting on your 25.
Well, if there's one thing Kyle Sutherland's
or your 20, I'm sorry, 20.
It's always finding the silver lining.
Man, doing this, not that I've done it for an incredibly long time, but covering sports for the good bit that I have, you got to learn to find them. Because
It's be 1st and 10 from the 20 after the touchback. Of course, last drive for the Bruins, they marched down the field and turned the ball over due to a tip drill interception. We'll find Swoboda on the receiver screen. He's brought down. Not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, they were looking for that. I noticed right there they were showing that they're going to blitz 2 more linebackers. They ended up dropping them, but they just covered it well. They knew probably it was going to be a quick pass. PA's done that a few different times. They did it on that first drive.
Orgel's still the lone man in the backfield. A PI roofing penalty flag's going to come out.
Flag on the play.
We're going to be saying PI roofing penalty flag in our sleep at this point.
Offsides against the Warriors.
They're going to call offsides at Little Rock Christian Academy. That'll move the Bruins up 5. As they move the Bruins back 5. Orgel standing up in the pocket, and he throws another interception. 10-5 touchdown Warriors. It's going to be a pick 6 hauled in by number 46, Gideon Carlisle.
Yeah, just too easy right there, and I just kind of forced that throw, and I'm not really sure what he saw right there because the only one that was in that vicinity was 46, and now that's real tough.
Well, 7:10 left to go in the first quarter, and the Bruins are down 13-0. Kick is up, and the kick is going to be good. So after the pick 6, the Warriors on top, 14-0.
I was going to say with both, they might need to think about investing in a net because these kicks are going to land in they're going to probably go out of Pulaski County at this point.
Wrong school there, Kyle.
Yeah. I almost said Pulaski County. Pulaski County.
Taking off for the Warriors, number 29, Roby Bost.
Okay, so it's Bost. I apologize. I've been pronouncing his name. I thought it was Bost the whole time. Bost. Remember that. Yeah, Bost hit a 47-yarder against Conway. I don't know if that's as long for the year or not, but hit a 47-yarder pretty seamlessly last week.
And here's the kick. Over the hand of Chase Hancock, so right back where they began last drive at the 20.
And this is a must score right here, Tristan, just with the way, of course, the way that Little Rock Christian came out firing on all cylinders. Once Robertson really kind of got settled, made that great throw to Pickens for the touchdown, and then, of course, the pick 6. So now you've got to respond right here.
Pulaski Academy going to audible to a different look.
Swoboda basically going to be at tight end.
I hand the ball off to Javion. Javion trying to get more out of this run. He tripped up. Where are they going to mark him down? They'll mark him down
Number 10, Connor Davis.
with enough yardage for the first down.
And I think you just got to keep feeding Javion. He's averaging, probably pretty much close to a first down right now. I know it's early. Got to keep feeding him right there. They had 2 tight ends up on the line. Maybe go with something like that and just get an extra blocker or 2 in. And PI roofing penalty. You got another false start.
Yep. A false start on the Bruins. Of course, it took them a little second there to call it, but that was indeed a false start.
Yeah, the offensive linemen, they can come down. They can come up from like a 3-point stance, but you can't move and look like you're going to pull.
Hand it off to Javion once again. Javion trying to fight to get back to the original spot. It'll be second and about 11 or 12 coming up.
Just in a kind of a tough spot of what to do, just with it being second and long, or maybe think about a short dump. I mean, I'm all for continuing to run Javion. Looks like we got a timeout here.
Looks like there's an injured Little Rock Christian Academy Warrior.
Didn't see that. But yeah, definitely keep running Javion right here. Maybe look at something like a short dump off. That worked for you a couple of different times on the first drive.
I believe that's Desmond Martin down on the field, if my number was correct. Well, while we have a break in the action, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to PA Live, courtesy of the Natural State Sports Network all season. It's been fun. First year for Kyle and I here on the network.
Man, we say this every year, but gosh, it's insane how quick this. And I've been talking to people about this week. I think a big reason why, is Desmond Martin's helped off the field right there. Hopefully he's okay. But we've talked about that a lot this week with people. We're kind of like, man, it just seems like this season went by extra quick. And I almost feel like it's because we never really had like the brutally hot. We had a little bit of hot days, but for the most part, it's been pretty mild all fall. So it's been the same. So I think really with that, it just goes by that much quicker.
So after the injury timeout, be second and 13 from the 28-yard line. 6 minutes left to go in the first. Hand it off to Javion. Javion rips off one, and he gets brought down with enough for another Pulaski Academy first down.
Just that burst, man. Just great job. Javion has just been great so far. And one thing I did notice on film, this is a good Little Rock Christian defense, but one thing I did notice, at least against Conway, sometimes they were hesitating a little bit as opposed to really going to attack the ball carrier. And I think that's really helping PA right now.
Orgel in the gun. He's the lone man in the backfield. He'll take it himself. Nowhere to go. He may have only gotten one, if not back to the line.
Caden Glenn, number 34, was up there. It was one of the first ones that I saw.
Maybe may have gotten one. Looks like they're going to go back to that wild Bruin formation that they had a delay of game called on. Hancock's going to throw it to Walker. Walker gets away from one. Big block. Still going. Did he get enough for the first? We're going to see where he spots him. He's past midfield.
Going to be a little bit short, but what a great job by Mason Greathouse to get that initial block there out on the edge. Otherwise, it could have been C.J. Jones getting the tackle immediately as soon as Walker got the ball.
So it's 3rd and 1. The Bruins need a first down here.
And Javion Walker may be the lead blocker for Orgel here as they shift to another formation.
I hand it to Javion. Javion gets through. Does he get enough for the first?
Ooh, it's going to be close. Forward progress is going to be huge. Since he had his back turned. Might be a little bit short, but oh, got it. Okay. They're giving us some good spots. I'll take it.
So first down for the Bruins. Another rush by Javion Walker that leads to a fresh new set of downs. Hand it off again. This time Rashawn spins off a tacular. And I've never been able to say that word apparently.
Tacular.
Halloween's over, pal.
Yeah, Rashawn saw really one of his better games last week, and that's one thing that we have talked about throughout the season is really with him. It's, of course, the turf monster's gotten him a few different times, but really just getting up the field. He's got so much speed. He's so elusive, and he's very underrated at running very powerfully as well.
It was another first down after the run by Rashawn. He's still the tailback in the game for the Bruins. That time he's wrapped up and didn't go anywhere. I believe the first one that got back there was Blake Huckabee.
Yeah, Blake Huckabee, and I think that was also, was that DJ Williams there along with the stop?
Loss of 3 on the play. Second down and 13 for the Bruins.
They're in second and long. Last time they were in a second and long, Walker got him a first down.
So low to the man in motion. Hand it off to Javion. Javion cuts it back up the middle. If he may have got those 3 yards back, if not more.
Looks like it's going to be about a 3rd and 9. And I think you're certainly in 4-down territory, no question. But it's PA. We know they're going to go for it if it comes to that point anyway.
3rd and 9 from the 39. Orgel drops back, looks, throws it, and that's going to be incomplete, almost intercepted by C.J. Jones as Chase just couldn't bring it in. 4th down coming up for the Bruins.
Yeah, just really tough right there, and could have been disaster. It could have gone from tough to disastrous, but now got to convert this 4th. I mean, pretty much even if they were more of a field goal kicking team as well, you're pretty much in no man's land in that regard.
Orgel's going to stand in the pocket, pump fakes, throws a deep ball down the sideline, has a man, and he's penalty flag thrown. Great call.
Yeah, it was a great call. A little bit late, but I think the official was just kind of trying to analyze it in his head a little bit there, but that was a good call at the end. You interfered there. I know the Little Rock Christian faithful probably won't like that, but at the end of that, right was the ball almost hit the ground. Saw it. What a great, it was a really good throw. We saw the arm strength of Orgel, and good job there to draw the penalty and get a fresh set of downs. Huge.
Well, Orgel was warming up pregame, and he was throwing balls 30, 45 yards.
Oh, yeah, and we know that he's got that arm. We saw that really in practice, but certainly the Jonesboro scrimmage.
They hand it off here to Javion. Javion bounce off 2, still going, bounces off another one. Javion's not going to get brought down as he's forced out of bounds.
I'll tell you, he's going to make them earn every single bit of it tonight, just like Jackson Ward's going to make PA earn it every bit on the other side. Javion's really running with authority.
They are in the Caldwell Toyota red zone. So it'll be 2nd and 4 from the 15. Gonna hand it off once again to Walker. Walker cuts back inside, still going, gets on his feet, high horse, touchdown Bruins!
Incredible block there by Landon O'Donnell. He was the lead blocker. That was initially what sprung him. And just a great response there. They were at a 4th down, 4th and 8, 4th and 9 a second ago. Drew that pass interference and responded with a touchdown. I mean, that was a must score on this drive, as we said at the beginning. Start of the second quarter, Conway leads Bryant 7-0.
Waiting just a little bit to confirm the touchdown. Looks like there's a little confusion near the end zone. The scoreboard operator took forever to put the points on the board. Looks like PA will go for 2, which we've seen all year. I'll tell you one game we got to keep an eye on. That's Cabot, North Little Rock.
Yes.
Orgel flips it to Chase. Chase trying to get in the end zone, cuts back, still on his feet, and he won't get in for the 2-point conversion. It's no good. So 2:05 left to go in the first quarter, 14-6 our score.
He was at a little bit of a standstill there as he was trying to get up the field, but hate that weren't able to get that 2-point, but just to get on the board was huge.
Of course, as Kyle mentioned, it was a must-score drive for the Bruins, and they did just that, went down and scored. So now they got to rely on guys like TJ Logan and Brylan Ussery to get the stop.
Brylan Ussery we've seen the past couple of weeks. I know against Cabot, they blocked that punt and weren't able to do anything with it. But then last week, he blocked the punt, returned it for a touchdown, and essentially led to the victory. So he's the type of guy that can bring that energy and really make a game-changing type play.
Of course, before this kickoff gets underway, we do want to again thank everybody for tuning in to the PA Live, courtesy of the Natural State Sports Network. It's been a fun year. We're 1 week away from postseason football for your Pulaski Academy Bruins.
It feels like postseason. I know you're in short sleeve. I'm in a very light long sleeve. Should have brought a light jacket at least.
Well, usually I'd be in shorts, but I decided to go with the sweats today.
Yeah, I probably should have.
Going for the onside. It gets over. And they're going to say Little Rock Christian recovered it.
think it went. Did they recover it? Okay, I couldn't see. I thought it might have bounced out of bounds, but.
Well, it looked like somebody recovered it. Of course, it's on the sideline where we can't see anything.
Right, where it's a little bit blocked of our vision, or our vision is a little blocked.
So now it looks like they're going to, well, they were going to let him play. Now they're stopping it again.
Yeah, not sure what's going on.
Now we're good to resume action. Just going to hand it off to Ward. Ward fighting for extra yards, gets brought down near the 50.
I think that play was actually called to the outside, but he saw something there up the middle, cut it, and dang near got a first down. Working with 2nd and short.
Officially 2nd and 3 for the Warriors as we're approaching the 90-second mark here left in the first. I'm going to give it to Ward again. Ward doesn't get enough of the first that time, but it will be 3rd and super short. No, they were going to give him the first down.
Yep, I'll credit the officiating crew. I mean, if it's been on the fence for both teams, they've been giving them the good spot. It's being called certainly down the middle for both sides.
Robinson's going to drop back, pressure coming, steps up to the pocket, almost sacked, and he just throws that one away. Smart heads up play by the quarterback.
That's what Brylan can do. He got in the backfield, got him out of the pocket, and forced him to throw it away. Talking about those plays that he can make. It might not. I guess it'll show up as a pressure on the stat sheet, but there are a lot of things that some of these defenders do that maybe don't show up on the sheet that cause disruption.
So it'll be 2nd and 10. They're handed off to Ward once again. Ward, I believe he ran somebody over, but there's a little block in my vision line. So we're going to have a 3rd down here for the Warriors as we approach 65 seconds remaining in the first.
It was Raheem Jackson on the tackle there. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was Colin Hood.
So 3rd and 6. Big play here for the defense of the Bruins, and Ward gets through 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Warriors.
They've had a pick six, and they've had 2 huge offensive plays. Had the man Pickens long reception, and then the Jackson Ward, of course, that's just what he can do. He'll kind of like what we have seen with Javion in previous times. I mean, he can kind of wear you down a little bit. It looks like TJ Logan is down on the field. I think that's that same ankle that he's pointing to, or is it not?
I don't believe that's TJ. It looks like.
Is that number 2?
Of course, Blake's not here, so I don't have the binoculars.
Right. But, yeah, Jackson Ward, that's what he can do. He can get, 5-6 yards, kind of beat you down a little bit, and then bust one like we saw right there. Actually, no, that's not. There's TJ standing. Okay, I thought I saw number 2, just a 2. So TJ is standing up. Is that?
It's in the 20s. I know that. Okay. I saw the first 2.
Is it Ussery? Either way, it looks like they're coming off the field. I think that is Ussery. It's just on the opposite side of the field as us. Yeah, I'm pretty confident that's Ussery because I don't see a 28 out there.
Well, after the injury, it'll be 20-6, 42 seconds left to go in the first.
Bost is probably about to kick one off campus here.
Kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 42 seconds left to go in the first, our score 21-6 Warriors with a commanding lead.
Yeah, and PA was able to respond, but now this is when I talked about after the pick six when they got down 14-0. Now you're really playing from behind, and they were able to respond on that first one. But now just in a really tough spot, having to play catch up.
There you see head coach Anthony Lucas with Coach Barnhill. Of course, Coach Lucas been the head guy for the Bruins for a little over a couple years now, if not a little bit longer.
This is fifth year.
Yeah.
Fifth year. And been on staff for about probably 9 or 10 longer than that. So about 15 total.
He's been here for longer.
Yeah,
for a cup
he's
of coffee.
been for a while.
So that kick was out of the end zone for another touchback. So once again, the Bruins starting their next offensive drive from their own 20. Which last time out, Javion Walker punched it in for their first 6 points of the night.
Actually, both of these teams have former assistants as head coaches. Dustin Grimmett was the previous junior high head coach, defensive coordinator, and got promoted once Coach Cohue stepped away.
Looks like Orgel will be the lone man on the backfield. We'll send Javion in motion. CJ Jones is creeping there. Javion has it. Cuts away, spins, fights for extra yards.
Number 6, Javion Walker on the carry.
I think you just keep feeding him until he gives you a reason not to. I imagine they might run one more play here. Use a little, just kind of go a little bit slower. Use maybe the method that they used against Bryant.
Will be trips closest to us. Orgel's going to keep himself up the middle. I believe he got enough for the first. So that'll be, I believe, the end of the first quarter. Oh. And that is going to signal the end of the first quarter. Your Pulaski Academy Bruins are trying to climb up a mountain as they're down 21-6 as we head to the start of the second. But Kyle, I believe you have something you got to read.
Absolutely. Let's tell you about our Bowen Heffley Orthopedics Pulaski Academy Student Athlete of the Week, Miss Christina Paler. She is a member of our cheerleading squad. Her coach, Mrs. Bryant, notes that Christina is strong, dedicated, and never complains. She praises Christina as someone who always embodies our core values on and off the field. Congratulations to Christina Paler for balancing good grades and excellence on the cheer squad. Christina Paler, our Bowen Heffley Orthopedics Pulaski Academy Student Athlete of the Week.
As always, good job, Kyle.
Thank you. I'll have to get both of them tonight since our man Blake and I normally split them, but I'll get them both tonight.
So that's the real reason he's not here. He didn't want to feel like reading.
Yeah. We'll get the guy with the CAC education to mess it up.
So when we start action here in the second quarter, will be 1st and 10 from the 30. Of course, Pulaski Academy, if you're just tuning in, they've struggled. Of course, Aaron Orgel throws the interception, then follows that one up by a pick six. Then Clark Christian throws a deep ball for the touchdown. Then Javion punches it in. Just flips that one to Chase Hancock. Chase Hancock bursts his speed near the 50. Chase gets tackled at the 40, but what a play to start the second quarter by the Bruins.
Yeah, the motion kind of froze that defense a little bit, and if you freeze with Hancock with the ball in his hands, he's pretty much going to zip past you every time.
Oh, what a play that was, I got to tell you. So after the big run, it'll be 1st and 10 from the Warrior 40-yard line. We give it to Javion. Javion running, maybe gains 5.
Yeah, this is maybe the best collectively that we've seen Javion. I don't want to say that too soon, but really through a little bit more than a quarter here, this is the best we've seen him look probably all season, as far as running the ball at least.
Well, 2nd and 5 officially after the run by Javion. Orgel's going to drop back. Throws a deep ball to the end zone. He has Swoboda. 10-5 touchdown, Bruins.
You think about William Swoboda, you think about Max Conon with the length that they have. You pretty much just have to throw it up to him and they'll get it. But he put it perfectly right on the money. Just a great post pattern there by Swoboda. And Swoboda's up to what, 7 touchdowns in the last 3 games?
Something like that. William Swoboda, the former quarterback, turned back to receiver. The UCA baseball commit found the end zone. Two-point try. Orgel going to step out of the pocket, keeps him in, and Sell fighting for it. And they're going to blow him dead. 2-point try, no good. 11 minutes left to go in the first half. 21-12 our score. The Warriors still in front of this one.
Yeah, another one we weren't quite able to punch it in there, but still in decent position. You know, it is a 2-score game now, that just with it being 9 points, but still, just the fact that they were able to respond right there, that was huge. You just can't get too far down. You know, we've seen a couple of different times where they've been down 2 touchdowns, and now they're closing the gap a little bit more. Just really need a huge defensive stand here.
Well, and I'll tell you, just to step into the analyst side of things and put my analyst cap on real quick since Blake's not here, I feel like the Pulaski Academy receiving corps has height on the defensive backs for the Christian.
Yeah, I think so
Warriors.
too. I mean, you think about Christian here. I mean, they've got so much athleticism. You know, one guy that we really haven't even talked about is number in the secondary. The safety is Gabe Schroeder, who's been a playmaker for this 3-year starter. Plays a little bit of receiver. I mean, they can pretty much use him just about anywhere. But this is a really good secondary that they have. But you're right. I think some of that length and Coach Thrash, he's the Adam Thrash offensive coordinator. Obviously, everybody knows him on this broadcast. But I think he's calling a really good game. That the motion with with Chase, the way that he did that end around that really set up that touchdown. And he's really in his bag tonight, is Coach Thrash on the play calling.
Onside kick's going to be recovered by the Warriors. I believe that's number 21, Sawyer Henry, a sophomore receiver / DB on the recovery.
Would love to see like a TJ Logan strip sack, Brylan Ussery. Saw Brylan get into the backfield a couple of different times on that last drive. Really put some pressure on this sophomore quarterback who's doing a good job so far.
Game's been back and forth all night. He's going to hand it off to Ward. Ward gets into the second level. Defender still going. He gets brought out near the 35-yard line. We'll have enough for the first down.
It was a great job there by Andrew Manning to pretty much hit him at the point of attack there, but tried to get him low, and usually ankle tackles, unless you really trip him up, Jackson's going to typically break out of those.
1st and 10 from the 37-yard line of Pulaski Academy. The Bruins needing a stop on this drive as they're down 9. Speaking of 9, he's going to get sacked in the backfield. TJ Logan gets back there.
Absolutely massive. Was that also, who was that with him? 50. Couldn't tell who that was. Sorry, so I'm missing that. But yeah, that low snap was massive there. Really kind of threw off the timing of the play, gave the defenders a chance to get into the backfield. That was Armand Tolbert back there. Of course, I think Armand has been battling some injuries too, so we're not used to calling out 55 lately. So Armand Tolbert and TJ Logan, huge play.
2nd and 20, they're going to give it to Ward. Ward's going to be wrapped up by number 32. It's Max Burns.
Now you got a 3rd and long. You've got to capitalize right here.
Of course, PA's kind of kryptonite has been the 3rd and long. As crazy as that sounds. They've given up a bunch, especially to North Little Rock. Smith the man in motion. Robertson rolls out, steps up, still on his feet. TJ Logan gets him.
Huge. That's exactly what we said we did. We needed a TJ Logan or even an Armand Tolbert. Like he was able to make that play on the previous drive. I think what they were looking, they sent Connor Smith in motion. I think that's what Robertson was looking for, was to hit him in the flat. That was covered up. And TJ Logan, that gave him plenty of time to make the play.
We'll bring up a 4th and 15 for the Warriors. Looks like they're in their punting formation.
As I said earlier, Bost is also one of the best punters in the country, so I wonder if he'll be able to nail him deep.
And Brylan Ussery runs into the punter.
Ooh. Well, he was going to pin him in the inside the 5, but they're going to get a fresh set of downs. And you love, we've said it a few different times, you love the aggressiveness and the passion that Ussery plays with, but certainly can't do that.
Yeah, and I mean, look, that happens.
Sure.
To no credit, no discredit to Brylan, but he just couldn't stop his own momentum.
Right. Oh, okay. Well, so they are going to be pinned inside the 5.
So they're going to pick up the flag, and Brylan Ussery just got away with one.
Yeah. Yeah, what a punt, man. Right there, it's going to be, looks like directly on the 5.
So we have 1st and 10 with their backs against the wall. Down 9, 8:53 left to go in the first half. Shovel it off. Fighting for extra yards. It's going to get brought down.
I think right now is really just about getting a little bit more breathing room.
So officially gained a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9, 8.5 left to go in the first half. Aaron calls for the snap, throws it over the middle, just could not find number 7, Mason Greathouse on that play. And I tell you, Kyle.
That could have been 6 for number 7.
I tell you, that has been the storyline of the season for Aaron. He cannot find Greathouse on the deep ball.
Yeah, and that was a great, and that's one thing too. We've seen these Sabota. That's what he hit him on a post pattern there, and I think that was more of like a skinny post, but that was a great route. Just couldn't get it to him.
So 3rd and 9, backs against the wall. Orgel looking, throws it over the middle, and it's intercepted again. And he gets the pick 6, touchdown Warriors.
Well, there's Gabe Schroeder. Told you he was a great player, and I mean, didn't have to do a whole lot right there. It was right to him and just kind of scooted into the end zone. But man, 2 pick 6s, just it won't win you ball games.
I mean, especially not when you throw it to triple coverage either. So with 8:05 left to go in the first half, 27-12. And as soon as the Bruins try to find a slither of hope, a pick 6 takes it all away. Kick is up, and the kick is going to be good. So 28-12 our score.
And it's kind of crazy because the offense in ways has kept you in it as far as, like, yes, they've had some great responses, but then you go back to the 2 pick 6s right there, and those 2 pick 6s were, I mean, in the red zone. So that's just what's really been killer. Without those, I know coulda, shoulda, woulda, and Christmas is coming up, and if ifs and nuts were candy and butts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas, but we're probably looking at a 14-12 game more than likely without those. And obviously you are if you take those away, but I'm just saying just kind of the way the flow of the game, you're talking about a 2-point ball game right now.
Well, and I'll credit Coach Lucas. I mean, I don't know if you caught it, Kyle, but when Orgel came to the sideline, Lucas looked at him and said, hey, you're good.
Yeah.
Of course, got to be angry, but
you got to keep the and that's the thing too. Aaron, I mean, he's been in this system for a while. He understands that they're going to challenge him. They're going to hold him to a standard, but you also can't let your quarterback's confidence get down. Nobody's more disappointed in himself than Aaron Orgel right now, and so there's no point in just continuing to add on to it.
So here comes the Bruin offense. They've been able to find the end zone, but they've also turned the ball over.
And goes without saying, once again, this is a must-score drive. Just with the way the defense has been scoring for Little Rock Christian and the offense has put points on the board.
They hand it off. Javion not going to go anywhere that time.
And that was just straight power right there. I thought that it was DJ Williams. It was the other 50 number, Everett Gill, the huge sophomore. No, look at me. That was Brody Baden, the senior. Getting my number mixed up a little bit. Brody Baden, all 250 of him.
2nd and 10. They're going to motion back to the Wild Bruin of formation. Chase is going to keep it himself, trying to fight for extra yardage. He gets brought down, bring it up at 3rd and manageable.
Yeah, and I like that too. Get Chase some carries as well, because look, Javion's been running it really well, but you don't want to wear him down too much, just because especially you're really trying to play catch up here. So I would expect them to especially get him more involved in the run game.
So 3rd and 3 upcoming for the Bruins. Orgel going to hand it off. Javion bursts his speed up the middle. 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Bruins.
Talk about putting the team on your back. Have a night, Javion Walker. I don't know what's going to happen in this game, but my word, that man is having himself a night. I will say, Tristan, I don't know that I've ever seen a game where an offense is like shooting itself in the foot, but also keeping in the ball game. Like it's about the most spread thing I've seen.
Well, to your credit, this has been the best performance from Javion all year.
Oh, no question.
2-point conversion. Orgel going to roll out, throws it off his back foot, just couldn't find him. Had 2 men in the end zone open for it. Incomplete. It'll be 28-18 with 6:46 left to go. Now, again, we go back, and we're going to give the ball back to the Warriors. TJ Logan and company has got to get a stop.
Yeah, that's the thing, too, is the defense. This is one of those where one of your senior leaders, like a TJ Logan or somebody, Hartford Lowe, says, look, we understand that we're both sides. We could sit here and point at, this has happened or that's happened. But the offense, yes, as I said, they've shot themselves in the foot, but they continue to respond. Now the defense has to respond again, as you said.
Got to remind everybody what the Bruins are playing for. If they win tonight and Cabot loses, they will have and secure a home playoff game.
I don't know if I've got that. We've got a thread going right now. I don't know if that one, of course, that one would not be in our score log here. I got just about everybody in 6A, and I've got some of the NWA schools, but we'll see if we can find that one, though, by halftime.
An onside we recovered once again, and 6:21 left to go in the first half. Cabot leads North Little Rock 17-7.
Yeah, I just pulled 17-7. Conway, and I know that this one doesn't have implications on necessarily PA, but it does the 7A Central. Bryant and Conway knotted up at 14 in the second quarter.
Of course, I guess I got to give a shameless plug to the guys at CHTV, Cabot High School Television. I'm an alum from the program, and they do a great job putting on Cabot Panther football and basketball. Hands it off to Ward for the first play of this drive. He's finally going to get blown dead. Brings up a 2nd down.
Number 27, Jackson Ward on the carry for the Warriors.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. Just make sure you clog up that middle. Shut down those running lanes. Because he's seemed to found just about every single one.
6:20 left to go in the first half. Up 10 is the Warriors. Tim hands it off to Ward once again. Ward's going to get wrapped up and brought back.
It's a really good job right there. That was Everett Gill. That was, or no, I'm sorry. That's the wrong roster. Man, I'm really screwing up. Austin Childers. Sorry, I got to mix my, or put my rosters on different sides here. Austin Childers, number 50. That was Connor Smith, number 0 for Little Rock Christian, was lead blocking on that one, and the defensive front did a good job at not giving up too much.
3rd and 6 from the 47. This is going to hand it off to Ward once again. Ward has a running lane, spins off. They'll have enough for the first down as the Warriors move the chains.
And it wasn't necessarily 3rd and long, but once again, 3rd down, being kind of an Achilles heel for PA.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the PA 34-yard line. Hand it off to Ward. Hole's going to collapse before he can get through it. Brings up a 2nd down.
Number 27, Jackson Ward on the carry for the Warriors.
Looks like we got a little bit of extracurricular. Got a PI roofing penalty flag that was thrown around the 35.
We wait the call from the white hat.
That's just the kind of stuff that you absolutely cannot have, especially in a game like this. I mean, you can't give them anything. I don't know the full story of what went on with it, but just gotta, once you hear the whistle, get up and walk away, go to the next play.
Well, that's pretty much going to put them in the Caldwell Toyota red zone, and that's exactly what you don't want to do.
Keep in mind, we're still a good little bit of a ways as we're halfway through the second, or a little over halfway through the second quarter, but I think Little Rock Christian does get the ball.
They do.
After half.
It will be inside the Caldwell Toyota red zone. So it's 1st and 10 from the 19. Tim's going to throw it. Little receiver screen to be hauled in by Tristan Watson.
Watson's he made a play early on in the game. He's been a little bit quiet tonight. Of course, when you've got Jackson Ward running for long plays and Man Pickens catching long touchdowns and 2 pick sixes by your defense, you don't have to do as much.
2nd and 7 from the 16. He's going to hand it off to Ward. Ward trips up, and he'll get brought down. They're going to blow the play dead.
Careful, guys. Careful when they're going. That was kind of a close one after the whistle was blown. Took him. I understand it's a fast-paced game, but again, you got to just be very cautious.
Timeout is called. I believe it's called by the Bruins. So 4:51 left to go in the first half. Warriors up by 10, 28-18 our score.
And it goes without saying, a stop right here would be massive, but I think that would just give that not just confidence to the defense, but that would also give confidence to Orgel and the offense that comes back out. All right, you guys bent a little bit, but didn't break. Got to have that 3rd down stop. I mean, I would say that Little Rock Christian would probably go for it, but when you've got an automatic kicker, especially in this range, like a Bost, maybe holding them to 3 would be a little bit of a win too.
Whatever it takes.
That's right. First time we've said that tonight.
The one. So after the timeout, we resume action. Coach, of course, you see Coach Lucas. He's visibly not happy, which can't say I blame him. 3rd and 7 from the 16. The pitch it to Ward. Ward has room to run. They're going to call a false start on Little Rock Christian.
Huge.
False start against the Warriors.
Maybe get a sack right here. And shout out to our guy, Chris Amsler, bringing us a monitor with the Cabot North Little Rock game so we can give updates in live time. And apparently Chris Amsler is not done yet.
Chris Amsler may be my favorite Amsler. It's 3rd and 12 from the 21. He's going to drop back, throws it. Deep ball, has a man, touchdown Warriors.
As I say, Tristan Watson's had a quiet night. Has that play a second ago, and then easy touchdown right over the middle.
So with 4:41 left to go in the first half, the Warriors again up 16. Their score 34-18. Highest scoring affair in this one.
Yeah, at least for one side. I mean, yeah, I know it's been kind of a little bit back and forth for both teams to an extent, but I talked about must score earlier. I mean, this is as must score as it comes on this next drive.
Kick is up, and the kick is good. 35-18 our score. And it's going to be a interesting drive coming up here for the Bruins.
Yeah, because think about it. Let's just say that it doesn't work out for the Bruins here, and it's a quick drive. That's more than enough time, likely, for Little Rock Christian to put it in the end zone again before they get it back coming out for halftime. So there is a lot of pressure on the offense right now.
Taking off for the Warriors, number 29, Brody Boss. Back in to receive for the Bruins, number 9, Bryce Giddens, and number 13, Chase Hancock.
So Hancock and Gittens will be the return men for the Bruins. Have not seen a return yet.
You likely won't with this kicker.
That one's going to hit the W in the end zone. Touchback.
I think that first one to open the game, it was like right there on the goal line. Could have had that disaster, but ended up working out well, bounced out of the end zone. But yeah, Boston's one of those kickers that you just sit and watch in pregame, and especially in Arkansas, because we're not really used to seeing, like Kyle Ferry a couple years ago, that's now the starter for Mississippi State. He was one of those, but Boston's one of those that you just watch in pregame. Holy crap, 50. Holy crap, 55. Like he just nails them.
So 1st and 10 from the 20. 4:41 left to go in the first half. Orgel going to hand it off. Javion trying to fight for extra yardage. I believe he got tripped up. So 2nd down coming up here for the Bruins.
And kind of going back to what I was saying, you don't really want to milk the clock being down this much, but back to what I was saying a second ago, might not be a bad idea to try to run off a little bit more again so you don't give that Little Rock Christian offense much. And we've got the Bryant Conway game up. We've got the Cabot North Little Rock. We're spoiled.
Orgel going to get the snap, looks through his progression, throws it deep to Conine. Conine drops it at the last moment.
Major mismatch in terms of size advantage there. That was Conine up against Connor Davis. Connor Davis is a great player, but just when you talk about, Conine's got probably a head and the shoulders on him at that point, but just right through his hands, and also had him beat on the route as well.
And that was the mismatch I was talking about earlier.
No question. Kyle. Yeah, you nailed it. I think that's Watson at defensive back there on the top. That'd be on the top of your screen. Well, I guess he's kind of out of reach right now, but or out of the vision.
3rd and 8. Orgel steps up, throws it, hold in. Does he have enough for the first?
I think he does.
Hunter Ardoin, whose sister just won a state championship, by the way.
That's right. Congratulations to the Lady Bruin volleyball team, and they are moving the chains. Great job by Orgel there for the patience. Step up in the pocket, make the throw, get the first down.
Hand it off to Javion. Javion lowering his shoulder, trying to get more out of that one. Maybe have gotten 3. So it did go halftime between Conway and Bryant. They're knotted up at 14. He's 2nd and 7 officially.
Gain of 3 on the play. 2nd down and 7 for the Warriors. For the Bruins.
Orgel, the lone man in the backfield. Now Swoboda is going to motion in at quarterback.
Not shocked to see this.
He's going to run it himself, cuts back as he slides down. Did he slide down?
Oh, he got it. He got about a yard or two.
So he's going to move the chains, first down for the Bruins.
It's a good call because you got multiple options there with Swoboda. I think that was just an automatically designed run play, but another guy, too, that we know that can throw it if we need him to.
Orgel's going to roll. Pressure coming. Got to get rid of it. Still on his feet. Throws it over the midfield. He hauls it in. That's Mason Greathouse.
And that's the maturity that we talk about there, Tristan. I think a lot of young quarterbacks in general, when you got that much pressure, some of them just might go down, especially if he didn't see anything. But he just stayed on his feet, kept the focus, and found the guy.
Timeout's going to be called by the Warriors. So with 2:22 left to go in the first half, 35-18, but the Bruins are moving down the field. Hey, quick little score update for you in Cabot. The Panthers just went down the field and scored. 2:53 left to go in the first half, and that one, they lead the Charging Wildcats 24-10.
And I'll tell you, and Tristan, you know this as a Cabot alumnus, you can't ever, especially when you get deep into the season, you can never count out a Scott Reed. Obviously, a guy that's won multiple, I think 4 or 5 state championships to his credit. Of course, had a great run at El Dorado down there, but I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. Cabot may not have been struggling to the point that they have been throughout this season, but they won a playoff game, made a little bit of a run, so that could be a dangerous team down the stretch.
A great community, great fan base. I mean, overall, everything you want from a high school, I guess, area, atmosphere is at Cabot and at PA.
No question.
2nd and 9. Orgel's going to fake the handoff. He throws it to Swoboda near the sideline. Going to be forced out, but he'll have it up for the first.
Good job there. Just right there along the sidelines. Get the first down, get out of bounds, and they're in a really good position. Like I was saying a second ago, they've taken some time off the clock to really try to take away a Little Rock Christian offensive drive and really extending this one.
Referee's going to blow it dead. We're going to see what the call is. I believe there was a little bit of a clock issue. I think they're trying to tell him to put 10-16 back on the clock.
Oh, somebody yelled from the PA side. They wanted to get rolling. Heard that with our headsets on. I want to check those vocal cords. Ooh, that was a...
We're going to resume action. 2:16, 1st and 10 from the 40. Low snap. Orgel fakes the handoff. Stands up in the pocket. Got to get rid of it. And he gets sacked.
Not really a whole. I mean, it's really just closed really quick. Javion did a pretty good job of picking up the blitzing linebacker on the opposite side there, on the left side, but that closed real quick.
I believe the referee called a flag near the 10. There's a little bit of bickering back and forth between Adam Cruz and Swoboda.
Okay.
Personal foul against the Warriors.
I believe there's a little extra chirp in it. I think maybe Cruz grabbed Swoboda's face mask. I'm not sure, so don't quote me on it, but it was happening around the 10-yard line area where we weren't really paying attention.
Oh, there's been a couple of calls and no calls that have really bailed PA out, and that's one right there that help them out every time.
It'll be 1st and 10 after the penalty flag. PI roofing penalty flag, that is. Clocks continue to roll. Orgel hands it off to Javion. Javion, left-hand side, steps up, still fighting for extra yardage. Gets brought down shy of the first down marker.
Had the heavy set and then pulled Tyler Pulley in the right guard spot. Got a good push.
Gain of 6 on the play. 2nd down and 4 for the Bruins.
2nd and 4. Under 90 seconds left to go in the first half in this one. Orgel hands it off. Javion fights for it, gets enough for the first. And they've got to get on the ball because the clock's not stopping. As it stopped that time.
Yeah, well, yeah, moving the chains. Got that first down. So really, this is exactly what you want right here. Keeping that clock moving, and you're basically in the red zone. Yes, you are in the red zone.
Volleyball Toyota red zone, 1st and 10. Orgel throws it near the sideline. That's Chase Hancock getting out of bounds.
Yeah, it was a good job there. I think Chase, as soon as he got it, he's like, oh, should I cut it upfield? But no, this is my best option just to get out of bounds, stop that clock. Now under a minute here at 56 seconds.
2nd and 4 is where they're going to say the down and distance is. Timeout's going to be called. I believe it's charged to the Warriors. 56 seconds remain in the first half of this one.
And you give the defense a little bit of a breather here and talk some things over. I think if I'm the Little Rock Christian staff, I'm telling them, man, you stand tall right here, you're going to be really in business.
Quick scoring update during the break of action. Of course, it's halftime at Conway, but North Little Rock just tried to go for a fake punt on 4th down and didn't convert, so the Panthers are going to get it deep in North Little Rock territory as they're up 24-10. 1:55 left to go in the first half of that one.
So as it stands right now, with most games at or around halftime, it's looking like that basically everything would, well, minus the Conway-Bryant thing to figure out there, everything else 3 through 6 is kind of staying the same. But you never know what could happen in multiple second halves.
After the timeout, 2nd and 4, 56 seconds remains in the first half. Orgel steps up, throws it, it's hauled in. Javion just shy of the end zone, but it'll be 1st and goal for the Bruins.
That was a really good grab. A little bit out of reach. He reached out for it, stretched, hauled it in.
So they're knocking on the door of the end zone. They're going to hand it to Javion. Javion fights for it. Does he get in? He does. Touchdown, Bruins.
Is that number 3? I think he's got the hat trick. Got that long run and then had one on the other end. I believe that is 3 on the night.
So puts it at an 11-point ball game with 44 seconds to remain. 35-24. The Bruins could put it with under double digits if they go for 2. It looks like they're going to go for the PAT. Of course, Donaker has had success with the PATs, but he's also had some of his blocked. Kick is up. The kick is going to be good. So a 10-point advantage, but there's a PI roofing penalty flag near the 5-yard line.
Flag on the play.
So we may be redoing the try here.
Illegal motion against the Bruins.
Oh, no, it's going to be a legal motion against the Bruins, I just heard.
And we'll re-kick. I was doing your and it's good.
Love it. Often imitated, never duplicated.
Yeah, that's right.
So they'll back them up after the illegal motion. The Bruins will still be on to kick the PAT. Who's kicked? And it's good.
Again.
So with 44 seconds left to go in the first half, 35-25 is our score. It's officially a 10-point lead for the Warriors. Is likely going to be the score as we head into the locker room.
That, again, reminds me of that iconic scene from Miracle, the movie Miracle.
I don't think I've seen that one.
I forget. That probably came out around the time you were born. But it's that movie based on the 1980 Olympic team that upset the Russians.
Oh, gotcha.
Most of the viewers probably know what I'm talking about. He had them do line drills until they just couldn't move anymore. Just again. It's a great movie. You got to watch it.
I will.
Of course, it is Disney, so it's,
Hey, Disney Plus has Family Guy on their network, so.
Yeah, it's a hot topic with Disney and I, right? I'm part of the YouTube.
Uh-oh.
So Disney and I are not on good terms right now.
That's your halftime show, ladies and gentlemen. Guess Chris Hemsler on the same team as Kyle.
I thought Chris was trying to show me his ring. He was trying to give me nuts. I was like, oh, okay.
Taking off for the Bruins, number 73, Gervin Donaher.
Just got told from our fantastic producer, Will Watkins, that Fayetteville is up 21 right now, so we're likely headed there next week if this score holds.
What is that? Jordan Stadium, I believe, is the name of that place.
Kick's going to be long, and it's going to go out of bounds near the 5-yard line. So they'll drop the PI roofing penalty flag, and the Warriors will get good field position.
Yeah, the biggest question here is do you just play it safe with how you've been playing, especially with overall? I mean, I know the PA offense has moved the ball and done some scoring and things, but do you try to just, with a young quarterback that's only got 2 starts under his belt, do you try to throw it down the field and get a score with 44 seconds, or do you just play it safe and see if Jackson Ward can bust one?
They might just knee it.
They could do that as well.
Which that's what I would like them to see.
Option C.
Yeah, well, my option A is for them just to knee it.
Timeout.
We had timeout called here. So still 44 seconds left to go in the first half of this one. Of course, Chris Amsler's just giving us scores from all over the state.
We got Lakeside and Hot Springs. I know this one doesn't have anything to do with 7A, but Hot Springs and Hot Springs Lakeside battling it out for the 5A South conference title, which in my opinion, the 5A South has been the deepest league in that class probably for at least 3 or 4 years now. Once again this year.
Well, I know people that have went to both schools, so.
Yeah, and both coaches, Coach Rockwell at Hot Springs Lakeside and then Coach Burnett at Hot Springs, both have done, saying they've done an incredible job. It really goes without saying. Hot Springs, I think, had like 1 or 2 on the football team when Burnett showed up, and they've done a great job there. And then Lakeside made that quarterfinal run last season.
So after the timeout, 1st and 10 for the Warriors. Robinson's just going to hand it to Ward up the middle. The referee gets run over.
Wow. Hey, credit to him. He got right back up. That's what, man. And, dude, he doesn't even look like he's phased. That dude's a tank. Golly.
Quote of the week by Kyle Sutherland.
If I took that shot, you'd be stretchering me off right now. I'm just 35 years old. That dude's up, and he's ready to go.
Handed off to Ward once again. Tries to bounce, but he'll get hit near the ankles. That's number 25 on the tackle. It's going to be Max Allison as Ward was a little slow to get up there.
And I got to go back to this. That might be our Coffin Lumber hit of the game right there, just because of the impact that he took and was able to get up. My hat is off to him. That is awesome. I'm still like on that.
I believe Ward was shaken up, so he came off. I don't think he's going to go to the medical side just yet, as the clock will run out here for the first half. 35-25 our score. The Bruins still climbing up that mountain. Can they get to the top? Find out in the second half as we go to our halftime break.
A warm first day greeting from an experienced and dedicated classroom teacher.
Instruction and curriculum that ignite a student's passion for learning from early childhood through graduation.
Fine arts, athletics, and extracurricular activities that expand our students' horizons and enrich their lives. These are just a few of the reasons why our faculty, parents, students, alumni are passionate about the Pulaski Academy mission.
Based on extensive feedback from parents, faculty, and alumni, the board led the charge in developing a new strategic plan and mission statement to guide the investments we will make in PA's people, programs, and facilities for years to come. We invite you to review the strategic plan and discover how ensuring faculty and staff excellence, transforming and renewing our campus, and furthering the standard of excellence of our fine arts, athletics, college counseling, student wellness, and other programs will ensure that we are well prepared to serve and support present and future Bruins.
We have also developed a new mission statement, one that captures the essence of our exceptional school and the aspirations that we hold for each student.
We are an academic community
dedicated to excellence,
where each student is valued,
challenged,
and empowered to achieve.
Building on our rich tradition of excellence and the dedication of our PA community, these are great days to be a Bruin.
And the initiatives outlined in this strategic plan ensure that the future looks bright for our current and future Bruins.
Pulaski Academy has had a generational impact on our family. I'm an alum, my siblings are Pulaski Academy alums. We've got children, our 4 children, my nieces and nephew. It's just an amazing way that Pulaski Academy has impacted us.
I'm a product of public school, so coming to a private school, our children in a private school was new for me. And I thought, well, we're paying this tuition, shouldn't that cover everything? And what I've realized as I have been a father here of 4 is that tuition does not pay for everything. It does not allow PA to achieve the excellence and the #1 ranking that we enjoy right now as a private school in Arkansas. It takes the annual fund or the Fund for Excellence for us to achieve excellence in every moment.
To align our annual giving campaign with the mission of the school, we've renamed it the Fund for Excellence. This fund provides vital resources that go directly to what matters most, our students. It supports our dedicated faculty, staff, and coaches, ensuring they have the tools and training to deliver the very best education and mentorship possible. The FFE funds innovations in the classrooms, arts, and athletics, enhancing every aspect of the student experience.
Our goal as chairs of the Fund for Excellence is 100% participation at any level. For those who can give more, but for those who can only give a little, give a little. The goal is 100% investment by every family at Pulaski Academy.
Your gift to the Fund for Excellence is more than support. It's an investment in the daily excellence our students experience today and the leaders they will become tomorrow. Thank you for supporting PA, and thank you for giving to the Fund for Excellence.
And welcome back to the start of the second half from Warrior Stadium between the Little Rock Christian Academy Warriors and your Pulaski Academy Bruins. Here, I guess on the catwalk, Kyle Sutherland and Tristan Harlen here, excited to be on the call for this exciting second half. Kyle, what did you see from the Bruins in the first half that they got to clean up?
Well, as far as cleaning up, offensively, other than the 2 pick sixes, you've done just about everything, which obviously those are massive, because especially with the score the way it is now. But other than that, they've moved the ball really well. Obviously, they're running it as well as we've seen all season. Javion is having a massive night. So really, in that regard, you just got to take care of the football, make sure that we saw, especially there at the end, where Orgel was very patient, stepped up, made some throws. So you just got to really take care of the football offensively. And then defensively, the offense has put you in some tough spots. You've made some good plays, but now you just got to get another really good stop, and the offense has to do something once they do that.
Of course, the Warriors will start the second half of the ball, and you heard that little microphone pop. I do apologize. My laptop hit the microphone. I was trying to put it up because I didn't want to get wet. It's starting to get a little wet out here.
Yeah, it is a little. I think it's more so just the moisture from our hot machines, and then with the little bit of coldness. But yeah, I'm kind of trying to make sure. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to put mine away too, just to be safe, because a lot of important things are in here. So I'm going to put mine away too.
Yeah, my mom would not like to hear me say, "Hey, Mom, my $5,000 laptop is not working."
Yeah. But no, it's like I said earlier, this is about as Jekyll and Hyde of an offense that I've really ever seen. When you think about just how they're keeping them in the ball game, but just how killer those 2 pick sixes were. That's one thing that that's the first thing that if PA ends up losing this ball game, that's what you're going to look back at.
Well, and you got to think, if you go into that locker room area for the Bruins during halftime, I'm sure you're hearing all those coaches harp on Aaron, hey, make sure you're making the right progressions, make sure you're making the right reads. Let's not force passes that aren't there, because if you take those 2 easy pick sixes away for Little Rock Christian, PA's up about a point.
Yeah, and that's the way it would probably be. And still, especially with how that has gone, you probably have to consider it a little bit of a blessing, the fact that you're only down 10. Because, look, like we were talking about before, when PA got the ball back, there was just under 5 minutes left. So you're worried, oh, crap, if they go 3 and out, then Little Rock Christian has a chance to put even more points on the board. Then they get the ball back. So I thought that the offense did a really good job of making sure that they kept enough time for themselves, but also milked enough clock off there where Little Rock Christian just didn't have really much time. I think it was like 40 seconds by the time they got it back.
Right, but what a first half it was for Javion Walker.
Yeah, Javion, can't say enough about him. We don't have official stats, but I would be willing to say that he was probably close to about $125 at minimum, maybe even closer to $150. But of course, one of those was a really long run. But just really feeding him, and I like how they're getting Chase Hancock involved too to take a little bit off of Javion. Maybe see a little bit of Rashawn Mitchell possibly in the second half. But they're going to keep running 6.
Second half about to get underway here from Warrior Stadium. Pulaski Academy will be kicking the ball off to start our second half of action. Of course, looks like Little Rock Christian expecting the onside kick. With the sound of the whistle, the second half will begin. This is going to be a deep kick near the 10-yard line. It'll die out. It'll be returnable near the 5. Went up the sideline, runs into traffic. It'll be forced out of bounds near the 20s. The wind's starting to pick up a little bit here in Little Rock, Arkansas. The Warrior offense trots out onto the field, and there's number 27, Ward. He got hurt towards the end of the first half, but of course, he's had a great game.
Yeah, he has too. Both of these running backs been running very hard. We've seen some long touchdown runs from each of them. 2 great backs.
So they'll officially start their second half near the 20, so it's exactly where you would have had the ball rolled into the end zone for a touchback. Simpson's going to hand off to Ward. Ward runs into the offensive line, only gains possibly 2 or 3 on that play.
He ran into the back of junior Aiden Rogers, the 6'2", 285-pounder.
Second and 6 for the Warriors. So they're going to hand it off to Ward once again. That time, though, met in the backfield possibly only gained 1 or 2 after the initial contact.
And now the key, now that you've got them at about a 3rd and 5 here, make sure you stop them. Don't let them get past. That's one, we've said it a few different times, Tristan, that's going to be the kryptonite, is whether it's 3rd and long, just 3rd down in general.
Officially going to say no gain as it's 3rd and 6 here for the Warriors. Looks like Pulaski Academy's bringing the blitz. TJ Logan trying to get Ward, but he misses him, but he'll be brought down shy of the first down marker. And it's decision time for the Warriors. It looks like the punting unit is charting out to the field.
Yeah, it's smart to do, especially when you've got Boss that is, I mean, he's got that great leg on him. Went out of that ace formation again. You said TJ Logan was there on the stop. Great defensive drive there to hold him to a quick 3 and out to get the second half started.
Of course, the last time the punting unit came out for Little Rock Christian, Barylan Ussery almost got back there for a block.
That's actually Gabe Schroeder that's back there instead of Boss, so something to really look at.
There will be nobody deep to return this one. This is going to be a high kick. And it's got to roll, keep rolling to the end zone, and it looks like they're going to get it down near the 5. And you got to get a return man back there to prevent that. But it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bruins, backed up against the wall for the first possession of the second half.
That's been the second time they've been pinned inside the 5, and 2 different punters have done it. First Boston, then Gabe Schroeder. I'm telling you, I can't say enough. Gabe, we saw the pick 6, but I mean, Gabe Schroeder is he's a game changer when he gets the chance to do it.
There you see head coach Anthony Lucas talking to Coach Thrash on the sideline, telling everybody to get back so they don't get a sideline warning. So 1st and 10, Orgel in still at quarterback. Of course, he had a couple pick 6s that changed the course of this game in the first half. Orgel's going to stay with the pocket, throws a deep ball, laying it out there, great house, and it's dropped, incomplete, and that was almost another turnover by the PA Bruins.
Almost the second pick by Gabe Schroeder, and man, Great House had to play some defense right there. Was right there in coverage, and that was one thing that we talked about off air during halftime, Tristan, is some of the mismatches in terms of size, and PA really needed to take advantage of that. You saw him going deep early.
Well, thankfully that one bounced to the turf, incomplete. PA still has possession of the football within the second down.
I like that, though, because I think that especially with how you've been running the ball and the way that Javion has been toting it, they probably thought that that's where you were going to go. So I like that little bit of trickery there, if you will. But imagine they'll keep it on the ground for this one. Is that Sabota back at quarterback?
Looks like Sabota will be in at quarterback. Stop action, I believe there's a little bit of confusion.
I've had a few stoppages here that we're not really sure of, but we play on.
So Swoboda in at quarterback for this play. 2nd and 10, backed up near their own 5. Swoboda's gonna flip it to Javion. Javion not gonna go anywhere. Little Rock Christian ready for that one. Possibly could have kept that one by Swoboda for a couple.
And just trying to really do anything like what they did on that last drive that they were in the first half when they were pinned inside the 5. Just really trying to get yourself some breathing room, but now you're staring at a 3rd and long with your back against the wall.
3rd and 11. Looks like Swoboda is still in at quarterback. They're changing the play. Swoboda's going to keep it himself. Has blocks. Got to cut off the sideline. Still going. 30, 40, 50. Turn on the Jets, kid. And he gets past midfield for the first down and then some.
Yeah, I'll tell you, you got to be real careful doing that, trying to get up. I think that he was really just trying to get up and get back to the next play, but got to be very careful.
And that one will get your blood pumping.
Great blocking there on the edge. Picks up one from Gittins. Also Max Conan to set him free. Seen a couple of them step up there on third down, especially third and long.
So Orgel's back in at quarterback. He's going to fake the handoff. Throws it over the middle. That's Chase Hancock. And a PI roofing penalty flag is going to come out in the area of pass interference. I believe they're going to get number 6 with the flag. It's going to be Malachi Montfrey.
A lot of tugging on the jersey there. I know that Little Rock Christian doesn't like it. I think a lot of that is due to the fact that they thought there should have been a flag at the end of that previous play. But definitely pass interference, no question.
So pass interference will be the official call, and it looks like Coach Lucas is bringing Orgel back out, and Swoboda's back in at quarterback.
Yeah, they're mixing it up a little bit. I had in the back of my mind a second ago, is Orgel banged up a little bit? But I think this is certainly strategic.
Going to hand it off to Javion. Javion trying to cut back left. Little Rock Christian expecting that play again.
They were all over that one. 68 leading the charge there. Nolan Moore.
We're going to second down. Swoboda still in at quarterback. Like Javion's going to go out wide. Be 2nd and 13 here for the Bruins. Swoboda's going to keep it himself up the sideline. Big block, still going. 10-5. He gets pushed out near the 1. It'll be a 1st and goal here for the Bruins.
I'll tell you another one that's having a great game is Landon O'Donnell through the lead block right there. Had some good blocking there on the edge with the receivers like you saw previously, basically when they ran that same play just a couple of plays ago.
Swoboda's still in at quarterback. So be 1st and goal. Going to officially mark him down, I want to say at the 8-yard line. Low snap, Swoboda bobbles the snap and he falls on it. Second down coming up here for Pulaski Academy.
He slipped out of his hand. Of course, we've talked about the moisture in the air. Maybe that, I don't know if that had anything to do with it or maybe just mishandled it.
So 2nd down after the bobbled snap. Gonna hand it off to Javion. Javion left-hand side, tries to cut back, fights for extra yardage. He'll get down at the 5-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd down for Pulaski Academy. I believe they're gonna say it's a 3rd and goal.
I almost wonder if they maybe try to run something to the right, get back into the center of the field, and so if it doesn't work out, you can try for the field goal, but you know they're gonna do whatever they can to score.
Swoboda keeps it himself, but he's met immediately.
Yeah, guys, I don't understand that one. Like I said, if you're going to run, I think that you probably, again, I'm not wearing the headset as a coach, but I think you probably run that one to the right, try to get back into the middle of the field, make it as easy as possible for a field goal, which it looks like they are going to do here.
So the offense comes off the field.
But then again, too, it could be better from the left hash. What do I know?
Kick is up, and the kick is good. So now a 7-point lead for the Little Rock Christian Academy Warriors. 35-28 our score, 6:27 left to go in the 3rd quarter.
That's exactly what you needed. The defense got a quick 3 and out. Offense came down. I mean, what a massive that play by Swoboda. That's one that's probably, I would say, the biggest play of the game at this point, just because it kept the drive alive. And now you're sitting at a 1-score ball game. And when you consider all that's happened, that's massive.
Tell you, back and forth is going to be this rivalry game here tonight.
We said it 100 times. When these two teams are playing, you got to throw records out the window. We know the Little Rock Christian has had a better season, but in rivalries like this, the wins and losses don't matter before now.
Of course, your scoring update here, 7:05 left to go in the third from Cabot. 27-10, the Panthers in front. Again, shout out Chris Amsler for the great setup. Be a high kick, returnable. He's going to die near the 5. And they've got to bring him down, and they do.
Little Rock Christian starting in about the exact same spot that they did on their previous drive. Hopefully we'll get the same result.
So 1st and 10 for the Warriors. They're up a score. Last time out, they stalled out near this exact viewpoint, which led to the field goal by Pulaski Academy. Robertson takes a snap, drops back. I believe they're going to call offsides on Pulaski Academy. So they'll have a 1st and 5 after that PI Roofing penalty flag. So it'll be 1st and 5 from around the 28, 27-ish yard line. Robinson drops back. Just coming around the edge. Throws a deep ball. Laid it out there. Overthrows his man. Incomplete. Intended for Tristan Watson on that play. 2nd down coming up here for the Warriors.
There was a little bit of pressure coming in from the edges there. I saw Brylan Ussery on the other side, but just an overthrow there by Robertson.
Ward's going to get the handoff, and he's going to get brought down by the ankles. Not sure where they're going to spot him down, if they give him the first or not.
I think it is about a yard. Yeah, it looks like the stick is about a yard shy.
So 3rd and 1 coming up for Little Rock Christian Academy. The Bruins needing a stop on this defensive drive here, as they're down a score. Calls for the snap, hands it off to Ward. Ward hurdles, and he'll have enough for the 1st down. And the Bruins can't give up a score here, as they're down 1 with 5.5 left to go in the 3rd.
I think they're just going to go back to what has been the MO really for both teams, just keep pounding the rock.
Fakes the handoff, throws it, hits as he throws, incomplete, no flags.
That right there can be just as effective as a sack sometimes when you talk about in terms, so especially with a young quarterback that doesn't have a ton of experience. Just getting in the backfield and him consistently hearing those footsteps can really do something for the psyche.
Two receivers close to the scoreboard on your screen here. He's going to fake the handoff to Ward, throws it, floats it. That'll be enough for another 1st down. That's Connor Smith with the reception.
And that's one they've wanted to hit a few different times tonight. They've motioned Connor Smith a couple of times, put him in the flat, snuck him out of the backfield. It was finally open for him on that one. PA, for the most part, has done a good job of covering that up tonight until now.
Still in their own territory. 1st and 10 from the 48. Robertson's going to drop back. Throws a deep ball, laying it out there. Oh, Oh, and it's almost intercepted, but it falls to the turf.
Is that Jay Ricks?
That's Jay Ricks Abernathy almost on the interception, which would have been a huge momentum shifter for the Bruins. But it'll bring up a second down here.
That one was just kind of a lame duck sitting up there and couldn't quite close in on it. With good effort.
They hand it off. No, he's gonna keep it himself up the left-hand side. No one's expecting it. 20, 15, 10, 5 touchdown Warriors.
I said earlier that he can really get loose, and that was just a perfect crease. That was about as perfect as you could read the option.
Hey, I mean, look, that was a fantastic play by Little Rock Christian.
It was a great job, and especially for a young quarterback to make that kind of read, that was about exactly how you draw it up.
A little scoring update here in Cabot, 27-10. The Panthers in front of the charging Wildcats. And in Conway, it's 21-21 with 11 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Conway and Bryant always going to overtime, it feels like.
Man, honestly, kick is good. They have it, but the past couple of years, Bryant's really ran away. It was really close. In 2021, that's when Conway was because it's been about, I think, 10, 11 years since Conway beat Bryant. 21, they had him, and then Bryant scored with like 14 seconds left. And ever since then, it's been heavily in favor of the Hornets, but Wampus Cats really battling here early in the fourth quarter, tied at 21.
We say that. It looks like Bryant's about to score here after that great pass by their offense. But back here in Warrior Stadium, 42-28 the score, 4:46 left in the third.
Taking on for the Warriors, number 29, Brody Faust. Back deep to receive for the Bruins, number 6, Javion Walker, and number 9, Bryce King.
Kick not going to be returnable. I don't think any of them tonight have been.
PA offenses, they've continued to kind of start to get themselves out of a hole. And last drive, they got it to one possession, got to get that back again. And that's kind of what we've seen, Tristan. They'll get down by a couple of scores, then defense will come up with something big, offense will come back, and then you give up a big play like that. So that's really just one thing. You got to put a couple of consistent. It's gone from, okay, the defense needs to make a play here, the offense needs to continue to respond. Now you've got to put a few drives on both sides of the ball together to really position yourself.
Swoboda still in at quarterback for the Bruins. They'll fake the handoff. He'll keep it himself. Great blocks, burst of speed, and the PI roofing penalty flags are going to come out.
I'm going to guess they're going to get a hold on the area where it was thrown. That's my assumption is holding.
Wait the call from the white hat.
Yeah, holding. A lot of times on an outside run like that, if you see the flag slide, nine times, it's like on a kickoff or a punt return. If you see a flag flying, you almost know what it is.
Gonna fake the handoff on the reverse to Hancock. Hancock getting some good blocks, but it'll be forced out of bounds. I think he may have only gotten back to the original line. Brings up a second down.
I wouldn't be shocked to see him. That right side's been very friendly to him, especially back deep in that area.
So 2nd and 14 officially, still 4 yards shorter of the original marker. So hands it off to Javion. Javion burst of speed, still going, fights off a tackler, and he's still on his feet. Beastquake, talk about a Javion Walker night.
I'll say it again. I don't know what the result of this game, but it doesn't matter win or lose. I mean, this guy's putting up a player of the week type performance. He is truly, when I say putting the team on his back, I can't reiterate that enough. He's just running through tackles. It almost just seems like that sometimes on certain plays, Little Rock Christian doesn't want anything to do with it. And Jackson Ward has had that same, you can say the same about him when PA's on defense on a few different plays. But it is a night, not just for the running backs, but for the running game in general.
4 minutes left to go in the third quarter in this one. 42-28 still the score. 1st and 10 after the big run by Javion. Timeout. No, they're going to call it delayed game. Exactly.
Hopefully it won't. There's been a few of these, whether it be a 5-yard or 10-yard penalty that has seemed not to phase them. Hopefully that will continue.
After the delay of game, 1st and 15. Bo's going to keep it on the quarterback keeper. He's not going to gain a whole bunch. Bring up a 2nd and approximately 13, depending on whether he's spotty.
And I like this getting Sabota involved because obviously it's worked. It's done really well, and also too it takes carries off at Javion too. I talked about that earlier with getting Hancock involved in the running game, just giving him a little bit of a breather.
Sabota going to trot back left, looking to throw, throws it across the field. Did he catch it? They're going to say he did. What a play by Mason Greathouse.
Oh, reliable. If it's in his vicinity, he's going to get it.
So 3rd and 5 after the reception by Mason Greathouse. It's getting loud here in Warrior Stadium. The Bruins only need 5. They can't hear the snap count. Sabota flips it to Javion. Javion gets off a tackle. No, and he's going to lose yardage.
Man. He almost had a feeling that once they weren't able to get that snap off, that really the advantage immediately went to the Little Rock Christian defense, and that was about as well as they've stood tall tonight.
Well, I mean, if you look at the silver lining, if there is one, 34-10's Cabot over North Little Rock right now, so it looks like the standings are going to remain the same.
Right, yeah, it doesn't really matter the case at this point. It's when you talk about 3 through 6, they're all but solidified for the most part. Of course, there's still plenty left here. We'll see what happens on this 4th down.
Orville back in, throws a dart. That's going to be hauled in, but he's going to be short of the 1st down. We're going to see where they're going to spot him.
Yeah, he was about a yard short. Unless they give him a really good spot.
Nope,
yeah, they're going to give it to Little Rock Christian. Turnover on downs.
So 109 left to go in the third quarter. 42-28. Turnover on downs. The Little Rock Christian faithful is hyped up.
And very well they should be. That was a great play. And like I said, it's just you got a very bad feeling once they weren't able to get that. I mean, Sabota was literally screaming for it. Credit to this Little Rock Christian crowd that really was kind of the 12th man on that. And after that, it was really just straight up advantage Warriors.
He's going to throw a quick receiver screen. Going to get off one tackle. Going to lay the lumber. Will be hauled in by number 5, Tristan Watson.
One more yard for the 1st down. Just was a little bit short after some shifty plays.
Back to the same play. Watson got enough. No, they're going to say he was short of the first down.
Oh, wow.
So it's 3rd and 1. They hand it off to Ward. Ward's going to have as much of a hole as he wants.
Okay, Little Rock Christian coaches are getting involved with players. What are we doing here? Yeah, you can't do that. Whatever, okay.
Well, Jay Ricks has got to be careful, because if he gets in the ref's face like that, he's going to get thrown out.
For sure. Yeah, it's both sides, but coaches can't do that.
Robinson just overthrows his man incomplete. That's Pickens intended for, and I'd say as soon as he let go of that football, the entire crowd stood up.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, you expect this to get chippy. Look, I said it before. These two teams, they don't like each other. Let's call it what it is. They might respect each other, but they don't like each other.
So 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. They're handed off to Ward. Ward is going to be brought down after gaining a couple.
But look, I'll be fair too. I mean, we're continuing to see Jay bark a little bit, and he's got to stop doing that. So we'll call it fair down the middle.
3rd and 3. They're going to throw it to Watson. Watson's going to be forced out of bounds.
Pass is complete to number 5, Tristan Watson.
I think they're going to just continue to try to feed Watts. That's like the 3rd or 4th time they've hit him on that left side, just trying to get him to work it up the sidelines.
I believe they're going to say it's a 4th down. It'll be 4th and 2. 10 seconds left to go in the 3rd. Timeout's going to be called. 10 seconds left in the 3rd, 42-28. We have a 4th and 2 on our hands when we resume action.
Yeah, and to me, this is a must stop right here. They held you on downs, and now you need to do the same thing.
So Coach Lucas is calling the white hat over.
I think that they're talking to Jay Ricks about, like, as I saw him talking to Jay Ricks Abernathy, I assume about what had happened. And again, I'm just speculating based on what could. I imagine he probably told Coach Lucas, look, the coach got in my face or whatever. That's just what I'm thinking is probably being discussed. Because that wasn't okay.
Well, I mean, we got a good look of it there. Ricks is pleading his case.
Yeah. And while he has to
TJ's joining in on it, too.
And again, our guys have to behave themselves, too. It works both ways. But under no circumstance should a coach ever do that. And I'll say that for the last time. Well, I shouldn't say under no circumstance. If a fight is happening. But in that certain instance, no.
So 4th and 2 on the PA 33-yard line. PA needing a big stop here as they suspect it to be. And they may have gotten it with the hit from behind.
Yeah, you got to push. You look at this offensive line, you look 53, 76, you just 52. You look at the size along those guys can get a push.
So that's going to do it for the end of the 3rd quarter. The Warriors with all the momentum in this one. 42-28 our score. Heading to the 4th. Can the Bruins come back?
Well, we got a little break in the action. Let's tell you about our Caldwell Toyota Pulaski Academy Core Value Student of the Week to Taylor Grashut. The Caldwell Toyota, again, the Toyota Pulaski Academy Core Student Value of the Week. Sorry, messed that up. Taylor is a member of our junior class where she's recognized for her hard work and character. Taylor's history teacher, Mrs. Welburn, recognizes Taylor as a hard worker who is polite, respectful, and a joy to teach. Taylor serves on PA's Honor Council, upholding the highest standard of character in her work with all upper school students. Congratulations, Taylor, for demonstrating excellence, respect, responsibility, and integrity. Taylor Grashut, our Caldwell Toyota Pulaski Academy Core Value Student of the Week. That always throws me off there, the title, and then going into it.
Yeah. It's that, what is that, CAC education?
Yeah, it's that CAC education. But no,
Hey, man,
congratulations to Taylor. We love doing this. When I've called state championship games, we've always highlighted like a student athlete, whether for their grades or whatever. But on other broadcasts I've done, we've never done that every week. So I'm glad that we're able to highlight 2 students each week there.
Got Mr. PBS over here.
Yeah. Love those folks at PBS. Had a chance. I know you've done some work with them.
Yeah.
William has a little bit too. A lot of the NSS crew has.
Yeah.
By way of M&M Productions.
Shout out Matt Johnson. So 1st and 10 from the 30 as we resume action here in the 4th. Low snap. Robinson looks, throws a high arcing pass, and a PI roofing penalty flag comes out. Going to be thrown in the area of pass interference on J. Ricks Abernathy.
I do think there was a little bit of slip. I'm not necessarily against the call. I think it was good. There was a little bit of pushing and shoving there, but I do think that he was helped out by the turf a little bit that led to that call.
Well, I would love to see a replay on it because it looked like he slipped. But I'm not going to argue the call.
Yeah, no, and I'm with you. I think that's it was just some aggressive coverage. It's just kind of like here's the replay.
And Lucas is be irate over there.
Now that I see the replay, I think that more so was the turf. It looked like maybe a little bit of too aggressive with the hands at first, but a lot of that was the turf monster.
Hand it off to Ward, left-hand side, fighting for extra yards. He's actually dragging a PA Bruin with him.
He's dragging Max Burns.
I said I'd like to take a look, but I was looking at Coach Lucas because he runs onto the field and he's yelling at the white hat, and I'm like, look.
That's just being real, that's a tough call for the because, they should be able to see whether it's slip, but everything happens so fast. You see the aggressive one-on-one coverage. It's a tough call.
2nd and 4 from the 10. They're inside the Caldwell Toyota red zone. He's going to hand it off to Ward. Ward has an open lane, fights for an extra yard or 2. Believe he's short. We have 1st and goal coming up here for the Warriors.
They're going to bring in big DJ Williams, 35. Imagine they're going to put him at a tight end or H-back type role. They're going to go with the heavy set. Look at that left side there. Also got a wing back on the right.
Robinson's going to keep it himself, gets in for the touchdown.
Yeah, you're running behind about 600-plus combined pounds, so that's going to work out in your favor just about every time.
Yeah.
Flag on the play.
All right, a quick little score update. There's a PI roof and penalty flag on the play. Touchdown. There is a touchdown on the place. I guess it's after the play, but quick little scoring update right now. Conway, Bryant's up 7 with 3:11 left to go in that one. And then Cabot, 10-point advantage for the Panthers as they're up 34 to 24 with 10:03 left to go in that one.
Conway, that's what's been pretty much the mental thing with them for the past 5-6 years has been the Bryant game. They've started off 9-0, 8-1, but that game has always kind of been the measuring stick for them.
Kick is up, and the kick is no good.
That doesn't happen very often with Bost.
And with 10:41 left to play the fourth quarter, our score.
10:41 left to go in this one. 48-28. It's a 20-point Warrior advantage.
Now you're at the point where, PA, you've got to go back to the tempo, get some points on the board, and really just hope the defense can get some quick stops. Now your back is really against the wall.
Of course, as it stands right now, it looks like next week for the first round of the playoffs, the Bruins will be traveling to Northwest Arkansas. They fought hard all season long.
for the Warriors, number 29, Brody Boss.
So we wait the kickoff here from the Warriors kicking unit.
Number 13, Chase Hancock, and number 27, Rashawn Mitchell.
Well, now Conway is facing a 4th and 17. This is essentially the game for them with 1:48 left. They do have all 3 timeouts, though.
That one's going to be returnable by Mitchell. Mitchell trying to get around the outside, versus speed on the PA sideline, and he'll get out of bounds near the 40-yard line.
Picked up a good block from Hancock there on the edge.
There's no laundry on the field, but Greathouse was talking to one of the officials. So PA will have good field position for this drive here. Looks like Swoboda will be the quarterback. Roll out, pressure coming. And he just runs out of bounds after maybe gaining 1.
I think that he was maybe looking for Ardoin. It was on a fade down the sideline, but very well covered up there by Malachi Monfrey, who I believe Monfrey is tied for the team lead with 3 interceptions.
Correction, they did say he lost 2, so it'll be 2nd and 12 instead of 2nd and 9. The wind is starting to pick up. Chase Hancock with a burst of speed, trying to spin away to get brought down. 3rd down coming up here for the Bruins.
Interesting little call, looking like it's going to the right, and then he hits the circle for you video game players, spins out of it. Makes a little something out of nothing.
I'll run it with anybody on the Natural State Sports Network in College Football 26. I ain't scared.
It's been a while since I don't have time to get on the sticks anymore. That first month or so it comes out, I'm all over it.
3rd and 7 in the ring of the Cowbells. Three seconds left to go on the play clock. He's going to call a timeout.
Just miscommunication. You can see the confusion there along the offensive line, and they're still talking about it. I know Coach Lucas isn't happy about that.
9:38 left to go in this one. Timeout's called. We have a 3rd and 7 for your Bruins.
And that's the thing, too, is right now, I mean, you're pretty much, I don't want to say it's completely taken away, but you can't run the ball near as much as you were. So now you're kind of just forced to pass. And we've seen a lot of good things other than the 2 pick sixes. We've seen a lot of good things through the air, but taking away that strength, or at least having to kind of put it to a halt.
So after the timeout, we resume action with a 3rd and 6 for the Pulaski Academy Bruins.
I feel like we're at Mississippi State with these Cowbells.
Literally. Get your own gimmick. Swoboda has the snap, steps up, room to run, throws it. That's going to be incomplete. No flags.
Yeah, I think they're keeping Swoboda in here more so for the mobility. Of course, you know, Orgel has got that knee that's kind of been lingering, the left one. And that's what I'm assuming is more so just the way that Swoboda has been running it. That's probably why they're keeping him in for that dual threat.
4th and 6. The offense stays out there for the Bruins. And if you thought they were loud this last play, seems like they've turned it up 20 decibels.
Must convert, goes without saying.
Swoboda rolls right, cuts back left, Pressure coming, still on his feet, extended the play. He loses the football. And he loses it again. Fumble recovery by Little Rock Christian. Turnover on downs, and you could stick a fork in this one because PA's done.
Yeah, that's just a tough play. I mean, just felt the pressure and was trying to just do something. And you didn't want to throw it away. You wanted to try to make anything happen that you could on 4th down. But just another great stand by this Little Rock Christian defense.
And, you know, to their credit, Pulaski Academy's played a fantastic game up into these last couple possessions.
Yeah, I mean, they've continued to fight. I think that there's been plenty of times, especially when they've gotten down by multiple scores throughout this season. I don't want to say they've laid down, but it's kind of gotten away from them. And for the most part, they've kept it under control. But Little Rock Christian can take full control here even more.
So he's going to roll out, staying on his feet. Jerry Abernathy thought about laying the lumber there, but hold up, run out of bounds. Enough for a 2nd and short here.
They could just go right back to Jackson Ward. You know he wants that ball any chance he can get it. Or you can go back to Tristan Watson because he's been huge on these last few drives. Has a touchdown on the night, but really the last few drives they've been getting him really involved, and as they should. He's a playmaker.
He's going to throw a deep ball to the end zone. Open man. It gets batted down at the last moment. Incomplete. Batted down by Hartford Low.
That's been a real fun matchup tonight. Is Man Pickens and Hartford Low. Hartford's got man, of course, has that touchdown on him, but Hartford's had a couple of key pass breakups.
So 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Hand the ball off to Ward. Ward sheds one tackle. Room to run, sheds another. Burst of speed at the sideline. He'll get forced out of bounds in the Caldwell Toyota red zone.
And whipped in the backfield and just broke free. You could tell that Ward is a little, I don't want to say beat up, but, you know, he's just had such a heavy workload tonight. And you can tell he's a little bit tired, but he's still running with purpose.
Handed off to Ward once again, left-hand side, gets in, touchdown Warriors.
And talk about beating down. He has really beat down this PA defense, man. It was really just kind of a shootout back and forth for a bit, but
kick is up, and the kick is going to sail through the upright. 55-28 our score, 8:29 left to go in this one.
And Bryant officially takes down Conway 28-21. So I think that is their 7th consecutive 7A. I know at least 6 consecutive 7A Central crown. I believe it's 7 in a row. So Bryant will be the number 1 out of the Central, Conway the 2.
Well, 5:50 left to go in the Cabot-North Little Rock matchup. Looks like Cabot might hold on to it. Of course, the way this one's going, I believe that Cabot will be getting a home playoff game.
So it's going to be in order: Bryant, Conway, Little Rock Christian, then Cabot, PA, North Little Rock. That's your playoff order in the Central. Unless we have just some sort of miracle here.
Hey, crazier things that happen.
That's true.
Whatever it takes.
That is right. And really here too, and I don't expect to see anything else different, but you just want to come out, continue to fight, try to keep a little bit of pride, and take some sort of momentum into next week when it really starts counting in a win or go home. I mean, not that this doesn't count, obviously it does, but when we're talking win or go home.
Fake the flip. Swoboda keeps himself, and he finally pitches it off to Chase Hancock. Hancock gains a couple, bring up a second down.
Number 13, Chase Hancock on the carry for the Bruins.
I imagine we're going to see Swoboda's been in at quarterback for a pretty extended time, so likely going to see him for the rest of this one.
That play not really going to go anywhere. It brings up a third down for the Bruins.
It's third down.
Hands it off to Javion. Javion lowering his shoulder.
And get the first down.
Number 6, Javion Walker on the carry for the Bruins.
They'll have enough for a fresh new set of downs, as there's 7:20 left to go in this one.
Oh, and Orgel is back in the game. I stand corrected.
Welcome back to action, Mr. Aaron Orgel. Orgel stands in the pocket too long, and he gets sacked.
Yeah, it was Caden Glenn leading the charge there, and then DJ Williams coming in. It's really defensive win.
So now 2nd and 18 facing the Bruins after the sack. Throws it, finds Chase. Chase gets away from one, jukes back from another. He forced out of bounds near the 30-yard line.
Might as well try to air something out here. Maybe go back to those crossing patterns.
Pump fakes, finds Chase. It's a block for Rashawn.
It's going to be close, about maybe 2 yards shot. I think he got to about the 40. You need to get to the 42. That's where they're going to spot it.
So 4th and short here for the Bruins.
Javion Walker checks in, and Hancock will go to the sideline.
It's fourth down.
Orgel stands in the pocket, throws it near the sideline. That's going to be hauled in by William Swoboda. First down for the Bruins.
Nice soft pass.
Low snap. Orgel throws a deep ball, landed up there, incomplete. No, they're going to say he intercepted it.
That was, I think that was Tristan. Yeah, Tristan. Or no, that was 6. I'm sorry, that was Malachi Monfrey, which now I believe does have the. I thought I saw 5 that was in coverage there, but yeah, Monfrey, which I believe that will give him the team lead for interceptions.
Well, all I can say is good luck, Little Rock Christian, on your postseason.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I'm really impressed too with. I think Eli Robertson played, sophomore quarterback, 3rd start. Of course, when you've got a running back like Jackson Ward to lean on, that's very helpful. But I thought he's been very calm and collected, and obviously had that really long touchdown run.
Hand it off, gains a couple. Smith was the one that got the run.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 for the Warriors.
I'll tell you what, to go back in history, and I don't remember the last time that, of course, PA took last year's game, but I don't remember the last time that PA lost 2 consecutive times on this field. It's been a while.
Number 20, Lennox Smith on the carry for the Warriors. Gain 1 on the play. 3rd and 9 for the Warriors.
So 3rd and 9 for Little Rock Christian. It looks like in Cabot, the Panthers will hold on 34-24. 3 minutes left to go in that one. The wind is picked up here.
Yeah, I'm starting to get pretty cold.
Landed out deep ball. That's going to be dropped.
Yeah, and I don't think Little Rock Christian's too worried about running up the score based on that. And that was just certainly a touchdown waiting to happen, but that one at least worked out in PA's favor.
Yeah, Kyle, I'm right there with you. So it looks like they will bring out the punting unit now. Good timeout called here. 4:25 left to go in this one. 55-28 our score. Little Rock Christian up a bunch.
Up a bunch. That's been one thing that has been kind of somewhat of a narrative this year is get down a little bit, and then especially once you get into the second half, you're trying to keep pace with them, and then right there at one point it was a 7-point game, and considering how some things went in the first half, you're really excited in a sense to be that close, but then just let it get away from them. And credit a lot to Little Rock Christian. They came out with authority, made some key defensive stands, and have continued to run really well with Jackson Ward.
Be a high punt. It looks like Bentonville will beat Bentonville West by a score of 48-31.
So that will be your 1 and 2. Bentonville will be the West champions, and then Bentonville West will be the 2. And then I guess in the 3 seed will be Rogers, and then we will go to Fayetteville. Springdale will be the 5. Or Harbor, I think, or Springdale, I think, will be the 5 and Harbor the 6.
It looks like
I think that's how it goes.
Fayetteville is up 48-27 against Harbor.
Speaking of the Harbor Wildcats, my former teammate and Razorback great Joe Adams on that staff. You probably don't even know who Joe Adams is.
Nope.
Because you're too young.
No, it's just because I don't like the Razorbacks.
You have to say you probably just made a lot of viewers mad.
No comment. Javion's going to have his run swallowed up.
It looks like most of the reserves are in for Little Rock Christian.
Making the stop for the Warriors,
You can definitely tell the size difference, particularly along the defensive line.
Hey, Valonia and Greenbrier. Greenbrier up a point against the Eagles.
So if Greenbrier survives that one, which I guess does Valonia have the ball? That's going to be their second undefeated season in 4 years, second undefeated regular season in like 4 years.
Well, there's 5 seconds left.
Talk about a really good running back. Yeah, like having NFL red zone up here. As there's a Little Rock Christian player down on the field. It's number 57, Caleb Milburn, sophomore linebacker or defensive lineman. We talk about good running backs. Enoch Hassan, the Greenbrier, he's like the last 2 seasons, he's around like 3,500 fourth. He is crazy good.
Well, hey, there's a guy out of Hamburg that just
Nykel Lewis.
broke
he's
the
really
record.
good too. He hit 2,000 like 3 weeks ago, and he actually broke the touchdown, the season record for touchdowns with 46.
While we have a break in the action, let's take a look at the Kaufman Lumber hit of the game. Kyle, you're going to like this one.
Oh, I'm so excited for this one. This official is – I want to shake his hand. I got to find him. The way he takes this hit, boom! And his head bounced off the ground. And watch him just get up. And that's what's crazy. Nobody even thought to look at – he gets right back up, puts his hat back on, and he's back to normal. I mean, this dude, it's like he's done it before. Either that or he's got some – I would say he's maybe got some sort of armored vest on under his shirt. But, I mean, the way his head hit the ground, he just came right up, man. Big props.
Orgel going to hand it off to Mitchell. Mitchell trying to get some yards there, but not going to really get much out of it except for approximately 6. We're going to have about a 2nd and 4 if my calculations are correct. Orgel looks, and he's going to get thrown down. The ball comes out. It's going to be recovered.
Did he release that, or did it get knocked out? I guess it got knocked out because Little Rock Christian has the ball.
And that's the way the cookie crumbles, ladies and gentlemen.
It's kind of been somewhat of the status quo of the night a little bit. It's just, I think that's what, the 5th turnover, at least the 4th.
Hot Springs looks like they're going to beat Lakeside 23-21. Under a minute left to go in that one. And 40 seconds left to go in Cabot. The Panthers up 41-24 as they looks like they're going to hold on to the victory there. Burst of speed.
That's
a new tailback.
Yeah, that's sophomore Lennox Smith. All 5'1", 135 pounds of him.
There is a PI roofing penalty flag on the play.
And, he's like, dang it. I'll get in and I get that long run. I think I've told this story on that broadcast before, but one of my really good friends, it was a joke because he got our 9th grade year. I think it was actually against PA, coincidentally. Gets 1 reception for 10 yards, and then I got called for holding, so he ended up with negative yards.
Some friends you are.
Yeah. We still talk about that 20 years. He's actually a coach for Bryant now.
Interesting. Be a timeout on the field. 2:54 left to go in this one. 55-28 is the count. And guys, if you like some good dessert, Kyle makes a pretty good one apparently.
Yeah, so I have been on this. I've got a really big sweet tooth, but at 35 years old, I really am trying to watch my sugar intake and try to eat a little healthier. So I've started to find these like protein meals, and I've got an Oreo one that's really. I haven't put that on social media, but I've got an Oreo one that's really good. And today I posted one on Facebook that basically tastes like a Reese's. You just mix a vanilla protein shake, just one of those like 16 ounces. Will's sitting over here staring at me like, what are you doing? You mix a protein shake, a packet of pudding, sugar-free cheesecake pudding.
Ooh.
So a packet of that, and then also some crushed. So mix that all together. put it in the fridge for a little bit, crushed graham crackers over the top, and then some, this is where it gets kind of sugary, is the peanut butter chocolate chips. But you can go light on those. But nonetheless, it's packed with protein.
And he's going to get another big run. He's still on his feet, fighting for extra yards. Look at the tailback go.
Was that Smith again? He's like, I'm going to get that back. Yeah, that was Lennox Smith again. He said, okay, well, you're going to take it away from me. I'm going to get another big run.
Another first down for the Warriors. As the game in Cabot has gone final, the Panthers hold on to beat the charging Wildcats 41-24.
Tackle for a loss on that one.
Loss of 3 on the play. Second down and 13 Warriors.
The second down coming up here for the Warriors.
Looks like the white hat's raising the roof.
The what?
The white hat.
He's raising the what?
The roof.
Notice how his voice got quiet when he said that.
I was like, what did I say wrong? He was actually telling him to start the clock. That's a standard sign. I was just being silly.
Play's not going to go anywhere as that's ran by Lennox Smith. .90 seconds left to go in this one.
Yeah, I think if you're PA, Tristan, at this point, you got to preach just kind of what we said after Highland Park. You got to preach it was a new season with conference, and I know that when you look at seedings and everything, yeah, the ones have a historically massive percentage over the 6s and 2s over 5s and so forth, but seedings are just numbers. It's all about just getting to the postseason and surviving and advancing.
Another run there by Lennox. Now under a minute left to go in this ball game. Of course, I believe the bracket officially releases, is it tonight or tomorrow?
It'll be out by tomorrow. So it kind of just depends. Because from what I understand, this is what the AAA told me, is they could have everything officially. They know exactly what the seeding, but the conference captains essentially have to send in the standings officially. So they have to basically have an official document for them to fill out those brackets.
I wonder who the conference captain is for the 7A.
For the Central, I have no idea.
It's Kyle Sutherland. That's who it is.
I don't even know if they release those, to be honest with you. That's just why, because I asked about it one time. Since I used to work for the company that does the brackets, SB Live, now known as High School on SI, there was one time where they didn't come out for a while. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, well, we're still waiting on a few. You know, it's always one or two that holds everybody back.
The punting unit is on for the Warriors. High punt. Gonna bounce near the 25-yard lines. It's going to go out of bounds. 16 seconds remain in this one.
I would say that PA might come out and just nail it and get out of here, but maybe take a deep shot just for fun. Orgel will come back out at quarterback.
Somebody's trying to get a hold of somebody named Randy.
Randy.
Orton?
RKO.
I don't know where. And yep, that's going to do it. Aaron Orgel is just going to knee this clock out. So as the clock ticks away, we want to thank everybody for tuning in to this one. For Kyle Sutherland, Chris Ansler, and all of our fantastic crew, Tristan Harlen saying so long, goodbye, good night. Have a great weekend. We'll see you in Northwest Arkansas. And as always, go Bruins.